Jaipur is the capital and the largest city of the northwestern Indian state of Rajasthan. Jaipur was founded in 1727 by Savai Jai Singh II, the Rajput ruler of Amer, after whom the city is named. During the rule of Savai Ram Singh II, the city was painted pink to welcome Albert Edward, the Prince of Wales, in 1876. Many of the avenues remain painted in pink, giving Jaipur a distinctive appearance and the nickname Pink City. It is also known as the Paris of India for its tourist attractions. Jaipur is a major tourist destination in India, forming a part of the Golden Triangle along with Delhi and Agra. The Jantar Mantar Observatory, a collection of 19 astronomical instruments, and Amer Fort are World Heritage Sites. The world-famous Hawa Mahal is a 5-story pyramidal shaped monument with 953 windows that rises 50 feet from its high base. Visitor attractions also include Jal Mahal, City Palace, and Amer Fort. The presidential suite at the Raj Palace Hotel, built at $45,000 per night, was listed in second place on CNN World's 15 most expensive hotel suites. Apart from tourism, Jaipur is fueled by gemstone cutting, the manufacture of jewelry and luxury textiles, handicrafts, and information technology. Jaipur has its own performing arts. The Jaipur Gharana for Kathak is one of the 3 gharanas of the major North Indian classical dance form. Jaipur is also famous for the Jaipur Literature Festival, the world's largest free literature festival in which authors, writers, and literature lovers from all over the country participate. The city is represented in the IPL by Rajasthan Royals, which is based in Savai Mansingh Stadium, and in Pro Kabaddi League by Jaipur Pink Panthers. Polo is also a popular sport played here in Jaipur. But none of the sports has a legacy as rich as golf in Jaipur and the Rambagh Golf Club. In the days before the Rambagh Palace had been converted to a heritage hotel, Rajmata Gayatri Devi commissioned a golf course on the palace grounds. The year was 1944, when the first golf course in Rajputana became known as Rambagh Golf Club. The RGC was conceived as an 18-hole brown course that encouraged local citizenry to take up the novel sport. Remarkable development in the playing facilities over the years and greening of the course makes the RGC a major attraction for tourists. With the view of the forts of Nahargarh and Moti Dungri from the links, a true spectacle. This week, RGC plays host to Victoria's Choice presents Jaipur Open 2025, powered by Shubhashish Homes. The cut came down at even par 140, with 54 professionals progressing to the money rounds. Bangladesh Badal Hussain posted a flawless 66 to rise 4 spots and end the day in third place at 12 under 198. Kushal Singh, the halfway leader by 1 shot, had a mixed day as he came up with a 70, punctuated by 4 birdies and 2 double bogeys that saw him slip to second place at 13 under 197. PGTI ranking leader Yuvraj Sandhu fired a determined third round score of 4 under 66 to establish a 3-shot lead at a total of 16 under 194. Yuvraj Sandhu, who was in second place and 1 shot off the lead at the start of round 3, produced an eagle, 4 birdies and 2 bogeys during his 66 to take control in the penultimate round. The Chandigarh golfer Yuvraj, playing in Jaipur after 4 years, is now in pursuit of his 6th PGTI title this season. Can Yuvraj hit a 6 at the RGC? That will be the talking point of the day.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to Final Rounds live coverage of the Jaipur Open 2025, presented by Victorious Choice and powered by Shubhashish Homes. This tournament here is being played at the Rambagh Golf Club here in Jaipur, and we are live from here. Yuvraj Singh Sandhu currently leading at 16 under par. Shaurya Bhattacharya trying to make a late surge after the front nine of this final round is now at 12 under par alongside Veer Alawat and Kushal Singh. Here we are at a day which is going to be packed with a lot of action. Kushal Singh trying to look for his first victory on the tour, had a slow start, now sits 4 shots away. There we have that leaderboard on our screens. I am Rahul Bajaj, joined alongside my co-host, the eminent sports journalist Rahul Banerjee, as well as Ashwin Krishnan.
A very warm welcome to all our viewers, wherever in the world you may be. Once again, shaping up to be a very interesting day, Rahul. It's a very lovely day. As you can see, it's clear skies, 12 degrees, very pleasant weather, going up to a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius, and fairly amenable conditions all around. So it sets up very well, Rahul, because once again we've seen Yuvraj making the running on the final day, which he likes to do. And once again, as we saw a few tournaments ago, he has a young man on the charge, hard on his heels. While, of course, Veer Alawat, the experienced and wily campaigner that he is also part of the, now it's what, a 4-way tie for second place, though Yuvraj Sandhu has just extended his lead literally seconds ago with his first birdie of the morning on the 7th hole.
That's our first look here at Saptak Talwar, who is currently at 10 under par for the tournament. He's made 1 birdie on hole number 5 and has kept it pretty clean the rest of the way. Let's take a look at his second shot here on hole number 9. He has to go over this tree to that front left flag location. Pin only 8 inside from the front edge and 3 from the left, leaving the players absolutely no room to create any errors. Beautifully played. Saptak has placed himself marvelously, just about 12 odd feet right hand side of the hole. Prudent shot, setting himself up for a birdie.
Yes, once again, a great display of distance, control, and spin, with the ball literally stopping within a diameter of less than a foot, bounce and spun to a stop. And as you just seen, as you can see on your screen, between 10 and 12 feet for two putts, very close to the cup. And fine weather, as we just showed you a little while ago. So it really sets up well for what should be an interest. And there are many subplots now in play, Rahul, coming into this final few tournaments of the season. So it will really be interesting to see how things play out.
Certainly, and the course is playing beautifully. It's lush green conditions. The greens are rolling nearly at 9 this morning. And of course, the sun is out shining. So the weather is absolutely spectacular to be having the best of professionals here competing on this track. This being the 25th event of the 2025 PGTI season and the 8th edition of the Jaipur Open, carrying a prize purse of 1 crore rupees. This is a coveted tournament that players are vying to win. Only 3 tournaments on the PGTI's calendar remain through the end of December after this event closes. Let's take a look now. Young Vishesh Sharma, playing alongside the tournament winner Saptak Talwar as well as Gaurav Pratap Singh. Gaurav Pratap currently at 1 over par for the day, 8 under for the tournament.
And interestingly, Rahul, we're just being told that already Yuvraj Sandhu's score of 17 under has bettered the previous low total for a tournament at this venue, which stands in the name of Sanjay Kumar, 16 under par, 264 at the PGTI Players Championship in 2011. So that's what we've been told. So as it, there are always apparently there's some debate over whether this is the final figure or not, but
Vishesh Sharma coming off that front right side of the green has got enough room to work with, should be able to get this one quite close. Unfortunately, leaves that one up quite short of the hole. We'll have to contend with the nearly 20-footer for a par. It's a tough pin location today. If you're coming in from the fairway, you'll have to employ a lot of spin, and I think Saptak and Gaurav Pratap have really shown the type of shot that is required to attack this kind of a hole location. Kalin Joshi, 1 under par for the day, 11 under for the tournament, and Divyanshu Bajaj, unfortunately, dropping off 2 shots on hole number 6 and 7, drops back to 10 under par for the tournament. Harsh Gangwar trying to keep things steady today after a bit of a hiccup yesterday. Currently at 1 under for the day with a lone birdie on this very hole that we are looking at on our screens. Viraj Madappa as well, staying pretty at 9 under par, 1 under for the day.
well, with what about 11 holes to go? Yuvraj Sandhu finds himself 5 shots in the clear, 17 under par to a chasing pack of 4 who are bunched on 12 under. That includes Shaurya Bhattacharya, who has 3 birdies on the day. Veer Rawat, 1 under for the day. Badal Hussain on going level par, exchanging birdie for bogey. And day 2 leader Kushal Singh, who was had a bit of a rough start, but he is looking to get his round back on track. Currently 1 over for the day after 7 holes.
I think Kushal is holding up in fine fettle as we take a look at Vishesh Sharma. Vishesh, a young lad from Hyderabad, trying to make par here on hole number 9. This putt to stay within the top 10. I'll have to settle for a bogey on the 9th as he will turn into the back 9. When Kushal Singh, as you were mentioning, is just off a bit slow with bogeys on the first 2 holes. Has made a birdie on hole number 4, which has brought him 1 shot back, and he's keeping pretty steady with pars on 5, 6, and 7. So the course does open up after this with hole number 8 providing a birdie opportunity as a par 5, and of course plenty more holes after that to be played. So we're a long way away from deciding the victor for this week's tournament. Saptak Talwar for a birdie.
Just making sure he has his feet planted exactly the way he would want, feel completely comfortable.
And he does really did feel comfortable on that one, didn't he?
What a lovely conversion there. You saw, he took his time over it, make sure he got everything right, and that's the way to go about it when you're on a green. Don't be in a rush. These are good examples to follow for everyone, and you can see another example of that. This replay took his time over it, went through with the putt, and that puts him, I think, into sole 6th place now.
Lots of action happening atop that leaderboard as well. So El Saptak moves to 11 under par. Veer Lawat has made a birdie on hole number 8 to move to 13 under. So just within 4 shots now of Yuvraj Sandhu. So it is certainly going to be an interesting back 9. So stay tuned. Gaurav Pratap Singh for a birdie here. And he does. Gaurav Pratap to take care of that lone bogey on his scorecard that
Certainly,
came about on hole number 6. Goes back to even par for the day and 9 under par for the tournament.
certainly make him feel a lot better. Rahul, he's cancelled that early bogey out, so he's back to level par for the morning. Gaurav
Definitely a
Pratap.
positive way to be turning into the back nine as we take a look here at the PGTI's staff as well as
The top.
Mr. Kapil Dev, the legend Mr. Kapil Dev, going onto the golf course to view the day's proceedings. The best action, even a legend like Mr. Kapil Dev comes around to watch these golfers play and in action, you know. There we've got the CEO of the tour, the PGTI, Mr. Amandeep Singh Jol, walking alongside Mr. Dev. And of course, there we have a little bit of nature. On to the 10th now, Vishesh Sharma from Hyderabad.
347-yard par 4.
This is a dogleg to the left. Most players try to hit the tee shot somewhere between 200 to 220 yards off the tee. And then depending on where they lay on the fairway, they could go to attack the flag from there. It is just a wedge shot from there, so about maybe depending on where the players place themselves between 90 to 110, 15 yards. And the only thing is that you can't really miss the tee shot over here. And Vishesh would have a bit of a tough second shot on this one from that location.
Flirting dangerously with the red stakes on the left of the green, but he's good to see that he's stayed within bounds. Samtak Talwar would have noted that for sure.
Well, while he's dry, he certainly would have closed himself a chance to be able to, attack that green because you have to really contend with a bunch of trees over there to be able to do so. Saptak, of course, has been playing a lot of his trade on the international tours, playing in a lot of tournaments across Europe. Really a strong ball striker. Nice swing. Really a natural kind of an action. Fluid motion. That's what I really appreciate about the way he swings it. Places himself right in the heart of the fairway. Pin today is 7 in from the front and 6 from the left. Should be a fine position for where Saptak has placed himself. Gaurav Pratap Singh likes to fade the ball, favors the left to right shot. Steady swing there. Nice and aggressive through the ball. Perfectly placed right next to where Saptak Talwar has hit it, and both of these players should have a nice little sand wedge shot to get this close to the hole.
In fact, Vishesh is the one who's a little bit in trouble. If this is a dogleg left, he will have to work himself out of that spot that he's currently in. Kalin Joshi is in the trees and looking for a way out, a profitable way out, preferably where he can, uh, make something more out of it than what seems possible at the moment. Taking his time over deciding what to do. He has to. But such is the control of these players that even from these seemingly impossible situations, they come up with, they conjure up some great stuff. It's great that didn't have too many choices, so he's played out for safety. I think he just tapped the ball back onto the center of the fairway between the two trees. Wonderful morning, as you can see. No breeze. Flags are hanging limply on the poles, marking the cups, and perfect conditions for early winter day out in Jaipur, capital of the semi-desert. It's no longer a desert state. It's now a semi-desert state. There's a lot of greenery all around, and the barriers, the desert being gradually pushed further and further back, and more areas being brought into cultivation, and a little bit of hold up here. As you can see, as Rahul is mentioning, some of the flags have been put in the corners, a large number of them on the front edge of the green, so that require even more control to keep the ball and have the ball put into a profitable spot once they hit the greens.
Joining us now in the commentary seat is Ashwin Krishnan.
Welcome, Ashwin. It's already an interesting day's morning, and you can see Khalin Joshi had to tap his way out of trouble from the middle of the trees on the right side of the fairway, now leaving himself a good look at the pin from where he tapped out.
Morning, sir. It's surprising how the scenario changes overnight. Yesterday we had such a tight contest in the offing, and Yuvraj Sandhu has proven that he is pretty much getting to be the Bradman of the PGTI. And
Certainly. 5 wins so far this year already, and looking good. He's put good space between himself and the rest of the field. Current Veer Alawat is the closest, but he is also four shots behind. So things are looking good, as they generally seem to do on the last day for Yuvraj, particularly when he's running from the front. Is a spot that he prefers. It's Veer Alawat on your screens. So once again, looking like turning out to be a battle for the minor placings, if you can put it that way. But still, there's a lot can happen in 8 or 9 holes. So let's see how it plays out. But at the moment, as things stand, Yuvraj Sandhu well placed to add what would be a record equaling sixth win in a season to his collection of titles.
the way he's playing, he can well make that 7.
In fact, he's got 3 more opportunities, though whether he'll play all of them remains to be seen. That's a great shot. A little lucky there, getting some help from the trees, I think, by the looks of it, but safely onto the green.
It's interesting to see Yuvraj's strategy. He has played safe all along. He's parred the first 6 holes, and the sixth hole in particular, which he dropped shots on in the few rounds. Then he's birdied the 7th, so he's taking it easy. He knows he has a nice cushion there. It's been reduced to 4 now from 5 because of Veer Alawat's birdies on the 6th and the 8th. But then again, one also has to a word about Kushal Singh. It's not as easy as it looks. You need to play consistent golf for 4 days, and you need to keep that pressure on, foot on the accelerator all along. Two dropped shots in the first two holes have pushed Kushal now to tied third place. He's playing to 1 over today.
And on the screen, Divyanshu Bajaj 10 under for the tournament and looking to add to that. Standing over a birdie putt, long one, going over something of a hump in the middle of the green and just easing past the hole on the high side. Veer Alawat back to camera now. He will be up next. He's the closest to our event leader, Yuvraj Sandhu, is 17 under par. And as Ashwin just pointed out, Veer is now worked his way up 4 shots behind the leader. He's on 13 under. 2 under for the day, to 1 under for the event leader. And Shaurya Bhattacharya is in a group of 4 who are sharing third place. Veer knows that he has to make every single putt count, so he's taking his time over making sure that he gets his lines right. He gets whatever little subtle indentations and slopes there are on the green all catered for before he executes his putt. Every single shot, every putt on this final day becomes crucial. This would be his birdie putt. Looks to have got an absolutely good read, but that is just what can happen. You've seen this happen again and again. Yesterday, Ashwin, the ball seemingly headed for the center of the cup. We saw it at least 5, if not 6 times yesterday. The ball hit the lip of the cup and then pop sideways. As you can see on your replay now, look, he had catered for everything. Headed seemingly for the center, but just gets an edge and bounces out.
It's probably one of the most frustrating experiences in golf, other than a duffed shot. But that's the nature of the beast. The greens are playing true. It's a very challenging layout. And an accurate putt will definitely be rewarded. You just need to read the line correctly. You can see the list of sponsors and the caddy bibs there. The gentlemen who have made this possible. And there's the putt. Taps it in. Different putting styles are to be seen, and different golfers use different putting styles, different methods of reading the green. There is no fixed method to anything. Even swings are different. Jeev Milkha Singh's swing was completely non-conventional.
Well, no fuss there. Neatly converted.
Trees aren't green, the ocean is grey, sky is a vapor, come away. My room is a mess, it could use a hand. My favorite TV shows are capturing. I know must get it right, must get back in the fight. This can't be a surprise, I think I'll let it slide. I'm sleepwalking through all of my problems.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है। मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है। जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद।
Back with live action, Gaurav Pratap cleaning up there. Had left himself a little bit of a tap in. And Vishesh started well, but he's hit something of a rough patch. He will want to put his round back on track. Vishesh Sharma.
Oh,
Once again, the greens have tended to trip the players up, Ashwin, on the reeds, because it's just there's such subtle little dips and slopes that don't meet the eye. And now, the unmistakable figure of Veer Alawat, those long legs powering the ball pretty well, seems to have found the left side of the fairway. Currently, he's in sole second place, 13 under par. And now 5 shots behind our leader. Yuvraj Sandhu has picked up yet another bird on the 8th hole. So he's working himself into a position of great comfort. Divyanshu Bajaj. As Rahul Bajaj has told you, this is a hole that you need to make a choice where you want to put your first shot. So you have a makeable second and give yourself a best birdie opportunity. Divyanshu Bajaj. Nice efficient looking swing there. Just missed the fairway on the left side and finds himself in the rough. So
that looks like that's found the fairway. Meanwhile, Yuvraj Sandhu is stepping on the gas. The birdie is on the 7th and the 8th. That's where the pressure builds. Lead is back to 5 strokes. Yuvraj has made it a habit to win with 20 under or higher. I don't remember the last time he won below that.
he certainly likes to, sort of have some, have a decent or comfortable gap, cushion between himself and the field, particularly when he's out in front. And this is exactly what he's doing here. He's now 6 shots clear of the man in second place. I beg your pardon, that should be 5. So, yeah, I'm coming to the final 9-10 holes of this tournament and the last day. 1 crore rupee Jaipur Open 2025, presented by Victoria's Choice and powered by. And action continues. Looks to be, like we've noted before, a fine day. Nothing much to test the players in terms of wind. Badr Hussain now on camera. Hole number 9. This is the lead group. They will make the turn after this hole.
You mentioned Hussain, and Mohammad Akbar Hussain is the only one to have caught an eagle thus far today. On the 17th, he's finished his round. There have been a fair sprinkling of double bogeys, but Mohammad Akbar Hussain has the only eagle of the day. That's a longish putt from chip, rather, from outside the green. Looks good, but it's fallen short. A little more, just a little more effort behind that would still not have propelled it towards the hole. It would have been to the right. Beautiful drone shot there, revealing the contours of the Rambagh Palace golf course. A must visit and a must play for amateur golfers or club golfers. This is an outstanding facility. Jaipur, of course, the historic city. Another must visit.
Kushal Singh now the second member of the lead group. We just saw Badal Hussain currently in a tie for third place alongside towards. Oh, that's the way you want to get your kickstart, your pick up your round. Give it solid momentum. Kushal chipping in for birdie there beautifully. And Badal Hussain now looking to clean up. Yuvraj is the third member, of course, of this group. Now 2 under for the day, and on 16 under, 18 under for the tournament. 5 shots clear of the chasing pack.
What a birdie there by Kushal Singh. Kushal was all black yesterday. He's chosen brown for the final day.
I think
Speaking of lucky colors.
Yeah. Yes. So that will certainly make him feel a lot better. He's very much in the mix, and that chip in will bring him back to level par for the day, and move him up alongside Veer Alawat in second place. So plenty of movement going on, but at the front it is of course the event leader and the PGTI order of merit topper on your screen now, Yuvraj Sandhu. He's 18 under for the tournament, 2 under for the day, and for looking for his birdie putt as well.
Oh, just a tad short. That's another. It's not a tap in, but it's a relatively simple putt, and he does tap it in.
But just shows Ashwin the confidence with which he's been. He putts. Once he's on the green, he's very rarely off the mark by very much. And even if he didn't convert that opportunity, he was so close to it. It was literally just a couple of inches away, no more than that. So good signs from the leader. I'm sure he'll be pleased at what and the way his game is playing, the way his game is working out, the way the gains he's making constantly and steadily. Now have him 5 shots up the road, which is a very, very good space to be. So he will go into the final 9 holes of this tournament comfortably placed. Badal Hussain now looking to clean up for par, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet on the 9th hole.
No fuss with that. Badal Hussain walks off the 90 box onto the back 9. A small question for you, sir. What do you think Veer Alawat and let's say Veer Alawat himself and now Kushal Singh, what do you think their mindset will be right now? Being 5 strokes behind the leader, would they want to save and play safe and carry on in that position? Or do you think they'll attack?
Not if you want to win or you want to put pressure on Yuvraj Sandhu. Because the only way they can do that is by picking up shots at every possible opportunity to put pressure on to Yuvraj. And there you see that's a very, very good effort there. Veer Alawat finding the green from where he was, and that's the only way they can go about it. He's not looking too unhappy with what he just did. It looked to be coming out of a difficult spot, so to find the green from there is a good effort. So yes, just to answer your question, that's the best the field can do. They keep chipping away at the lead, keep chipping away at the lead. And hope that the leader can goes off here and there. It's happened in the past, so and it happens to a lot of people. So there's no reason for them to give up. And I mean, if you're giving up now, then there's very little. You're just going through the motions, which I'm sure no player in this field is willing to say that, all right, I've given up. So Kushal Singh now in a share of second place, 13 under par for the tournament and level par for the day. Tees off on this 347 par 4 hole. Nice looking tee hit from there. He's using a driving iron, a long iron, or a mid iron. Actually, these players hit the ball a very, very long way. And irons seem to be the weapon of choice on this tee box, the 10th, at the Rambagh golf club. An unusual layout, Ashwin, like you mentioned yesterday, in having 6 par 3s. It's a par 70 course, of course, and the closing 2 holes, the 17th and 18th, which Yuvraj, of course, on your screen now birdied yesterday to sort of really build that cushion, and bring a very comfortable and healthy lead into the final day. He birdied both of them. So, the 3 par 5s, and the more you cash in on the par 5s, the better your score is going to be.
So
Yuvraj.
true. Uncomplicated swing. Yuvraj Sandhu keeps it simple. Yeah. And he's a big unit. He transfers a lot of power into that golf shot. So it gets him the distance as well.
Very nicely hit there, very nicely placed. Badal Hussain will be next from this lead group. Kushal Singh was the first to hit off. Yuvraj Sandhu next, and Badal will be the final one. Short, stocky man from Dhaka. He's had a little bit of a difficult year, but he's a known factor on the PGTI. Has been around for a number of years. He and Jamal Hussain particularly, and Siddiqur Rahman previously, have been great ambassadors of Bangladesh golf on the PGTI. Minimum effort, maximum result. That's what a player like Badal Hussain can deliver on the course, and which we just saw in front of you. Montage of Yuvraj Sandhu's year as it is progressed. His 5 wins up to this point: the Gujarat Open, the Mysore Open. We're here now in screen in front of you. Very wonderful looking trophy. The PGTI Players Championship, and most recently the Indian Oil Servo Masters Big Boy. So those are his 5 so far, and he is now within touching distance of matching Manu Gandas's all-time record of 6 wins in a season, which with this event and 3 to go, which seems extremely possible. And even as we end that montage, we bring back Rahul Bajaj into the commentary box.
Welcome, Rahul. If you've noticed something, gentlemen, Yuvraj Sandhu is wearing the same t-shirt in every final round. It's a purple t-shirt, the one that he's wearing today. He has worn that in each of his previous 5 wins. So he clearly is going full gold. And there is a superstition attached to that. There's another thing about superstition in sport. A very interesting topic, superstition in sport. Far and few are sportsmen who are not superstitious. It's almost second nature to every sportsman. What about you, Rahul? You played professional golf. What is your superstition?
I don't think I had much of a superstition, but I did sort of steer away. Sometimes I was shy of playing a number 3 ball. That's about all. Yeah, but yes, I think you're right. Most sportsmen will have something or the other that's sort of like a niggle at the back of their head. I did not notice that Yuvraj been wearing a purple shirt, but I must say you've got an eye for detail.
Well, the montage just revealed it. It was hard not to notice.
There you go. And I'll look at Divyanshu Bajaj. Divyanshu Bajaj trying to have a good tournament over here. Playing hole number 10, putting for birdie. And there we go, right in the heart of cup. Goes to 11 under par. Will tie at 6th position now alongside Saptak Talwar. Nice comeback string of birdies here by Divyanshu.
Saptak Talwar has had some kind of a mixed round, somewhat of a mixed round. He's had two birdies, but a double bogey on the 11th has undone all the good work. So he's playing to par today. 9 under for the event at tied ninth.
That'll be an error on my part because I really did. I think there was a bit of a technical glitch on my end. But yes, Divyanshu Bajaj now moving up to 11 under par. Well, the 11th really is a long par 3 here and a tough tee shot, you know, panning over 212 yards. And the green is a tabletop green over here. Tough to stop the long iron onto the green. It's about usually a 5 or a 4 iron for a lot of the players, and that can be a tough club to stop on the green unless you can employ a lot of compression. Divyanshu, of course, is a really good iron striker. So let's see if he can get this ball on the dance floor.
Rahul, is there any reason the players are teeing off with irons on par fours here? Why is the driver not so commonly used? Is
So
it a
there,
tight course?
there are a couple of holes over here which have dog legs on them, like the 10th hole. So if they use the driver, they would need to go over the water hazard, and it's a very small little area to drop the ball and stop it on. So it really makes no sense to be hitting a driver off that tee box on the 10th. So that's why the iron. And then you would also see an iron being employed on hole number 12, which is right after the one that we are watching now. Divyanshu with a nice high tee shot. Beautiful approach shot here for Divyanshu Bajaj. Another birdie opportunity, about 5 feet away.
Excellent shot. Divyanshu is looking good with his irons. It looks like he's hit a purple patch.
And like I was mentioning on the 12th hole here, then we've got another iron because it's a dog leg to the right. So it kind of goes the other way of the 10th. And so players cannot really hit a driver because there's really no room to drop it. And even if you do hit it, there's probably no shot available after that. Colin Joshi. Colin Joshi unfortunately seems to have miscued this one. He'll have his work cut out to save an up and down on the par 3 11th. He's missed it on the left side. We'll have to use some sort of a high lofted wedge and employ a bunch of spin to get this one up close and personal.
You know, Rahul, I remember Khalid Joshi as a 5-year-old in KGA. That's the only image I have of him. I haven't met him recently, but that's the only image I have of him. I come
And this is the other image you get.
It's only a 5-year-old that pops into my head.
Now you have this other image where he's
So
whacking
true.
the golf ball and making birdies left, right, and center. Of course, a multiple winner on tour, also a winner on the Asian tour. So, Colin, of course, is a well-known figure in the golfing circles. There we have our tournament director, Mr. Sampath Chari, a man who needs no mention. He's got a lot of experience backing him. He's refereed over hundreds of tournaments.
Easily. He's probably done over 500 tournaments. Now, I'll tell you a little story about Sampachari. When Sampachari first came for an interview to become a golf referee, the question they asked him was, "Have you read the rules of golf?" You know what his answer was? He said, "I've written them." Because he wrote down every rule in a book so he could memorize it. So he's written the whole rules of golf, RNA rules of golf book down on a notepad. Can you believe it? That's how he's memorized his rules.
Wow. And of course, if you are questioning any of the rules, he knows them. He knows them at the back of his hand. So, absolutely the number one referee that the country has. And of course, one of the best referees in the world. He referees around in a lot of international events as well, especially the ones that are held on our land here in India. And a very respected man in his field. There we have Badal Hossain. Has a little tap in putt over here. Badal currently at 12 under par for the tournament. I assume that's his birdie tap in. He's playing alongside Kushal and Yuvraj. Yuvraj seems to have found the bunker. So that's going to be a tough up and down.
Notice the purple shirt.
Well, that's a fine shot, but still has good about 7 or 8 feet remaining for a par here. So Yuvraj will have to hold that long putt to stay at 18 under par. While Veer and Kushal stick around at 13 under. Kushal, of course, trying to pick the pieces after two dropped shots in the start, but doing a fine job at that.
The vagaries of golf, it takes just one error and the whole situation changes, equation changes. Look at Kushal Singh now. He's popped up into the top three. He was nowhere to be seen just two holes before this. And Yuvraj Sandhu is now staring down a long putt, as you just mentioned, Rahul. Not easy to make these 8 footers, but then again, that's Yuvraj Sandhu.
Well, I think Yuvraj has an uncanny ability to actually come back with these putts nice and firm. So I would actually put my money on the fact that he's going to hit another firm one and knock that one back into the hole. Like we spoke yesterday, he's a great front runner, and there is no doubting that. So a 5-shot lead with 9 holes to play, until and unless someone else seems to get some sort of firepower through that back nine, Yuvraj Sandhu certainly shall stay ahead, and we could even see another 3-4 under from him on that back nine if he continues to play the way he is. Kushal Singh now on the 10th, putting for birdie. Kushal seems to be using a center shafted putter, something we don't see very often these days on the tour. Definitely is the time for the zero torque putters. And one comes up just shy and left on the low side of the hole. While we are, I was just scrolling around on that leaderboard, and I've seen Mohammad Akbar Hussain going bogey free for the day, currently 4 under par, and has slowly crawled up to 7 under for the tournament, tie for 16th position, but going bogey free, only 2 holes left to play for him.
Also, he's the only man to have eagled a hole today, thus far. The eagle on the 17th has, unless somebody else is. The last time I checked, Mohammad Akbar Hussain has the only eagle of the day.
The 17th hole also, although a reachable par 5 here at the Rambagh Golf Club, you do need to hit a really good second shot, and the placement of the first shot is very important because there is a tree that is there just about 10 yards short of the green on the right side of it, which kind of overhangs and covers up half of the green. So if you catch a weak second shot, you're going to be caught by those branches, and you'll have a really tough shot. So even a par becomes difficult after that. So funny how a hole where players are usually hitting just a long iron in, and easy for them to get it up there into, but can be a really tough hole if miscued. Yuvraj Singh,
There we go. He misses it. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that'll be a drop shot for Yuvraj. He'll be going down to 17 under par now. Shaurya Bhattacharya, of course, has sort of taken a break from making birdies now and stays at 12 under par. 4 pars on that back nine, 3 birdies on the front nine. So staying blemish free. As we take a look here at Kapil Dev, the president of the PGTI, taking a walk here at the Rambagh Golf Club, and what a beautiful day it is to be here. And there we have the CEO, Amandeep Johal, creating a few laughs.
Kapil Dev is a natural sportsman. Anything he picks up, he will excel at. That's the gift God has given him. He was a natural timer of the cricket ball, and he's a natural golfer.
Prabhash Thakur, the man who leads the operations here on the PGTI. That's him.
That's right. Prabhash Thakur has been there. He's done that, so to speak. he has seen more golf than most of us who ever will. So it's a great guy to have on board, an excellent golf operations specialist, and the pillar of the PGTI in many ways.
There we have the aerial view of the golf course, playing to superb conditions this week. A par 70 golf club, the Rambagh Golf Club, is right next to the Rambagh Polo grounds and absolutely in the heart of the city. The presenting partner for this week's Jaipur Open 2025 is Victorious Choice, a brand of sports development company, Victorious Endeavours, powered by partner Shubhashish Homes. This is the 8th edition of the Jaipur Open, carrying a prize purse of 1 crore rupees. We've got Kushal Singh now getting ready to take his tee shot on hole number 11.
Excellent weather in Jaipur. What a time to host this tournament. Beautiful golf course, excellent weather, a bunch of supremely talented golfers. World class golf on display. There's nothing more we could ask for. Just off the green, you will need to chip that on. Would have liked to have found the dance floor, but unfortunately has missed it to the right. Have you ever got a hole in one, Rahul?
Yes, and kind of by error, as I guess most hole in ones are.
How about taking us through that whenever you have time?
As soon as we take a look at Badal Hussein's tee shot, Badal Hussein, a player coming in all the way from Bangladesh and just getting off the green, should have a pretty easy up and down from there. Even though the flag is on the right side of the green, I think you should have enough prowess of that wedge to get that ball up and down. Now we take a look at Yuvraj Sandhu, the leader of the Order of Merit currently on the PGTI, as well as the leader of the tournament. 4 shots ahead currently over Alawat and Kushal Singh. He's had quite the professional career here in India so far. Yuvraj, 5 wins this year on the PGTI.
It's watching someone like Yuvraj play that will motivate a whole bunch of youngsters to take to this great sport because they know they can make a career out of it. It's almost like watching Virat play in cricket.
A nice tee shot here by Yuvraj, setting himself up on the green for a birdie putt on the long par 3.
So that's 2 off the green and 1 on the green, and no prizes for guessing who is on the green. Yuvraj Sandhu.
The 13th hole here, the tee with where Gaurav Pratap Singh, Vishesh Sharma are going to be playing off now, playing alongside Saptak Talwar, and this hole plays to about 165 odd yards. An interesting hole because it plays slightly downhill, but it's kind of dodgy in the sense that it plays tricks with the eyes. It looks a lot closer than it is, and so it at the Jaipur Rambagh Golf Club.
Tree-lined fairways are not as easy as not as wide as you think they are. Some of them are relatively narrow, and as you had mentioned earlier, the tree in the middle of that fairway that challenges your tee shot, or was it the approach shot?
The approach shot and the tee shot, of course, because I mean you have to place your tee shot accordingly now due to the tree there, and the The Rambagh Golf Club actually has many such holes wherein there'll be a tree in the fairway, so you have to kind of understand how to play with that being there. Gaurav Pratap Singh coming up about 20 feet short of the hole over here.
Largish green, this. There's enough room to play with. But as you see, the tee box is hidden behind that tree. You have to fly the tree to get onto the green.
Pin today being 19 in and 6 from the left. It is the kind of pin which will tempt you to attack it, but you certainly don't want to be too aggressive because the back edge is not very far from where the whole location is. Let's see what Saptak Talwar does on this hole. Should be going with probably an easy 8 or a full 9 iron. We see a full swing at that. He leaves himself pretty close to where Gaurav Pratap's golf ball is, nearly about 25 odd feet away from the hole. Uphill looks at birdie for both the players.
That's Vishesh Sharma on the tee box. Playing the 7 under today.
Vishesh with the drop shots on 9th, 10th as well as the 12th holes. Needs to get something going. Dropped off to 6 under par for the tournament. And a fine tee shot over here. Good yardage control and should have a good look at birdie from here.
As the players walk up, let's quickly analyze Yuvraj Sandhu's card for the day. He's playing to 1 under. He had rounds of 65 and 63. Mind you, it's a par 70 course. So 65 is 5 under, 63 is 7 under, and 66, 4 under in round 3. Set himself up. Now his lead, of course, has dwindled to 3. That's interesting because Veer Alawat is on fire. He's had 3 birdies today. So things aren't as smooth as they look. Yuvraj Sandhu will have to step on the gas. He can't take things lightly.
So, as it goes, every professional golf tournament, no matter how much the lead is, that back nine always tends to kind of get a little interesting. The drama seems to add on, and that's exactly what we are here for. Badal Hussain has come up fairly shy on that chip shot. Looks like, when we say, it was kind of cute with it. Sandhu has placed himself finally on the putting surface. Prudent tee shot, leaving himself on the high side of the hole, so to speak. Coming off a bogey on the 10th hole, Sandhu would certainly be looking at making this one and pulling away from the field. Let's take a look at his putting stroke over here. Of course, one of the finest ones that we've seen. Let's see how he takes that putter through the ball. Crisp stroke by Yuvraj. Ball down the hill over there and just sliding by the hole. Left with a tiny tap in for a par.
Certainly a little bit more interesting now, Rahul. The gap having come down to 3 as a result of that bogey on 10 from Yuvraj and birdie on 11 from Veer. So they now are emerging as the 2 front runners at this 4th from last event on the PGTI's 2025 schedule. Yuvraj Sandhu now 17 under for the tournament. Veer Alawat 14 under. Kushal Singh 13 under. Shaurya Bhattacharya sharing 4th place. on 12 under par with Badal Hussain. Much to play for Rahul as the season winds down, because at the end of it is that the bonus of years experience, exposure on the DP World Tour, the European Tour, which has given 3 PGTI merit toppers so far the advantage of playing there. Manu Ganda's 2022 was the first beneficiary. Om Prakash Chauhan 2023 followed him, and Veer Alawat was the most recent. And on your picture now, Kushal Singh looking to line up and make a comeback.
Important putt for Kushal to make a par here and stay at 13 under par. He's got 3 par 5s remaining on this back nine. He will have enough opportunities to make some damage on the course. Could possibly even end up making some eagles. So, important putt to drain over here for him. Wouldn't be. He'll have to settle for a bogey. Drops off to 12 under par.
Disappointed with himself there. Rueful grin. And I should have done better is clearly the look on his face. Yesterday, in fact, Yuvraj Sandhu picked up 2 shots on his final 2 holes. Rahul was on the 17th and the 18th, both par 5s. He birdied both of them to, sort of create a bit of a gap between himself and those close to him.
Incidentally, you're absolutely right. Yuvraj Sandhu currently leads the order of merit over Shaurya Bhattacharya by a good 30 lakh rupees, and is well on his way to stay atop that leaderboard with this win, and increase the gap even further. And definitely when he finishes number 1 on the order of merit at the end of the season, this will earn him full playing rights on the DP World Tour of the 2026 season, which is huge for him as a professional golfer. And having said that, that being one of the things that that matter on this order of merit right now, something that tends to go a little ignored is how Badal Hussain unfortunately missing that putt off the left side. One thing that seems to get missing sometimes from the public eye is how the guys from, say, the 55th till the 65th or the 70th position are trying to actually save their card. Only top 60 guys would be saving their card here on the PGTI. And the thing is that you only have 2 tournaments left to do that, because the Tour Championship that happens at the end of the year only is for the top 60.
Top 60. That's very true.
So that last 2 crores is on the offering only if you've stayed in the top 60 after this event and the 2 events that remain, which is the Delhi Golf Club Vishwasamudra and the Sidco Open at Kharghar. Let's have a look at Divyanshu Bajaj playing with a putting grip here with his wedge. Don't get miffed, it's still a chip shot. Unfortunately, leaves that one fairly short of the hole. It's one of the techniques that players employ to make the ball run a little bit using the putter grip. Lots of short game specialists like Paul Hurrion and many more have actually gone on to promote this kind of a technique in the past.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, more than a few on the PGA Tour as well have started using this grip for chip shots that are close to the green.
It's a fairly old methodology. It kind of quietens down the wrists a little bit, which makes sure that you can maintain the part of the club face of the wedge or the iron that you take through the impact area, and that's what the players are really trying to do. It just sort of keeps their wrist in a position because of the grip, so that they don't end up creating spin on the ball. But having said that, Divyanshu still has a lot of work cut out using the aim point technique to read the putting green over here. One of the many techniques that players employ to understand the green. We also saw another player yesterday using the plumb bob technique, and somehow not quite something that I've understood so far, but I think I will attempt to do so in the future.
Whatever works for you works for you. The end result for all of them is to get the best possible score on their cards. Divyanshu here taking his time. He left himself well short with that chip shot, so he will want to make up.
So while Yuvraj Sandhu is the number one on the order of merit, he's also using a claw grip over here, Divyanshu Bajaj, like many other players these days. Bogey putt for him. And makes it. Nice roll in there by Divyanshu. He would drop a shot going into the 13th hole. So while we take a look now at Veer Alawat right after this replay. We're also employing the kind of technique that Divyanshu just did. Seems like something which is becoming common of late. No trouble there for Veer Alawat. Makes another birdie and moves closer to the leader Yuvraj Sandhu, reducing the gap to just 2 shots between him and Sandhu. So one of the Colin Joshi now.
Haven't seen much of Cullen today, but saw him in early doors as we started the telecast. He's really put on a lot of condition. I mean, he's much more muscular than he was a few years ago. So and these greens, Rahul, have tended to be a little trickier than they seem. And you've seen on several occasions players just narrowly missing or ball lipping out, or just actually dipping in and then popping out on the other side. So these are not the easiest of greens, and all of those who are tackling them the way Cullen has just done are doing a great job.
So these
And,
players can truly make it look easy, even though they're not easy.
yes,
Well, finally, we see a little bit of wind picking up over here with the flush.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद.
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for?
अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस. जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन. इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं.
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस. थकान वाली प्यास के लिए.
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for?
अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस. जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन. इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं.
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस. थकान वाली प्यास के लिए.
His tee shot.
there's a fair amount of activity now just behind the leader, Rahul. Veer Alawat, of course, like we've seen, in sole second place, but Shaurya Bhattacharya has just carded his 4th birdie of the day with. So he's now in sole 3rd position on 13 under par, 4 under for the day. He's easily the best of the top 10, and a wonderful approach. Terrific tee shot there from Divyanshu. Actually stopping the ball about 10-12 feet from the flag. Colin Joshi should be next.
Cullen currently with a bunch of drop shots, has dropped down to 9 under par for the tournament. So definitely we'll have to do something to keep things steady. Divyanshu, of course, with that drop shot now moves down to 10 under par. He's trying to get a top 5 finish over here.
At the top now, they'll gap down to 2 shots. It was a comfortable 5 at one point in time before the turn. Event leader, PGTI order of merit leader Yuvraj Sandhu still out in front, but now by 2 shots, having picked up 1 for the day. There is some little interesting little stats. Apparently, the club was, he got a friend to cut the club into 2 or 3 parts, so it wouldn't be obvious as a golf club when he went onto the spacecraft, and he fitted it back together before stepping out to hit the ball. It's a very interesting story. I remember reading a little bit about it, and it was actually he had to reassemble the club, sort of to screw it together to make sure that it was a usable unit. And then saw, as he said, when he came back down, he hit the ball miles, probably the longest shot ever recorded, and certainly the highest.
Golfers are pretty eccentric fellows. They're going to the moon, and they want to carry a golf club with them. Quite an addiction this game must be.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It just shows how addictive the game is. That you one of the handful of people on Earth who have gone into outer space, and you still haven't left the golf bug behind. You've carried it with you all the way up into outer space,
and you're not even sure if you're going to come back or not. But you want the golf club with you,
as long as you get to hit the ball. That's the most important, which is equally important for all of them on your screens now. This is the lead group. Yuvraj Sandhu doing a bit of gardening there. Kushal Singh back to camera. Today he's swapped his black shorts for browns, but the top stays the same. And like Ashwin has been making the point about favorite colors, and he obviously prefers black. Tiger Woods famously always preferred red on the final day of every tournament that he would play. And Kushal will be first to go on this 12th hole.
I must say, Kushal, even though he hasn't gone on a charge, he is holding up pretty solidly on that leaderboard. This is
heavily contoured green, Rahul. He's going to play the ball well to his right, I think, looking for a big break.
Certainly, the ball is going to break quite a bit from the right to the left.
You can see
he hasn't quite employed all those skills of reading the line as some of the other players, but seems to have overread that one.
Yeah.
I think it kind of flattens out when it gets atop that little hill that you have to contend with. I think didn't quite factor that one in. Maybe did the high side miss a bit too much. Badal Hussain coming up from the bottom portion of the green. His green has 2 tiers, one the front half and the second, if you can judge by this slight hump that one can see, and then there's the other side of it. Of course, the best would be to be on one of the sides of the green, either the front or towards the back side. But Badal Hussain coming up from the front part now for a birdie, and leaves that one up fairly short of the hole. We'll still have about 4 feet left to make a par.
The slopes so far have tricked both Kushal and Badal into misreading their lines and distances. Let's see whether our leader can do better.
Well, Yuvraj certainly would have seen the leaderboard by now, and Veer Alawat is trying to catch up on him pretty quickly. And only 2 shots remain now between the two. Plenty holes to go. two par fives, three par fives, in fact, and that's going to certainly be interesting from here on. And be very frank, I think the player who can play the 15th hole well and the player who's going to pick up the shots on the par fives is going to be the guy who will stay atop that leaderboard. Birdie putt for Yuvraj Sandhu. Set himself up in a pretty fine location over here. Should be a fairly straight putt from where he's putting.
Yeah, he's taken most of the contouring of the green out of play. But even then, there's enough in these greens to sort of test the best. But that was he did just enough to cut the edge, but in his case, instead of flipping out, it popped in. So that would have been a huge relief, Rahul, because he was the lead, which was 5 strokes at one point, has come down to 2. Now he'll have another look at that putt. You will see the ball start to break to its left, but the line was just good enough, and the speed for it to sort of flip in sideways. So good putt there by the leader. Yuvraj sees his lead swell back up to 3 strokes with the final 6 holes of the tournament to go.
Bangladeshi Badal Hussain putting for par now. Badal having a bit of a slow day today, sticking around 11 under par. No trouble. We'll stay around at the 5th position. And of course, Veer Lawat and Shaurya Bhattacharya are trying to charge up towards Sandhu. It seems like a bit of a late charge though. Only if they can really play the remaining of the holes superbly well. Otherwise, Sandhu, of course, as we know, has now moved to 18 under par.
Still, for both Veer and Shaurya, there are scoring opportunities. Veer has got 3 par 5s, Shaurya has 2 par 5s and a par 3 to get his name further up the leaderboard. Kushal Singh in the meantime on screen. Yesterday he really did well to hang in towards the end, Rahul. Kushal was, midway through the round, back on 9, looked like he was struggling, but he brought his round back on track, and here he is, not too far away again. Currently in 4th place, all by himself. 12 under par. Oh no, these are the ones that really hurt your card. The second read in 3 holes that he just missed a little bit on. And these will start to count now because we are now into the sort of pointy end of the event. And as he was missing that putt, Yuvraj Sandhu on the 13th tee box, waiting for his playing partner to catch up. You can see on the right of your picture, he's just coming into the frame. And Yuvraj, meantime, victorious choice, seems to be an appropriate backdrop for him, Rahul. He's 3 up on the field now and the final 6 holes to play. And he would very, very much want to keep this momentum that he has regained with that birdie, keep it going till the very end. And let's not forget, like I mentioned a little while ago, he did birdie the last 2 holes. So he will feel that he still has enough of a breathing space, let's put it that way, to even if there is a charge from the others later further down the order, he has enough to withstand or hold them off. Yuvraj Sandhu.
Sandhu should be hitting a 9-iron here into this whole location. Back left today. Again, a green with which runs from the front to the back in an uphill manner. So look for this ball to get pretty close. And there you have it. Yuvraj Sandhu setting himself up for yet another birdie opportunity. Just about 12 feet away from the hole. Probably couldn't have placed it up any better than that. Next on the tee is going to be Badal Hussain. Badal, I believe, plays a draw shot. Another good tee shot over here. Badal Hussain also setting himself up in a beautiful location for a birdie on the 13th. A tricky tee shot on this hole.
Pin tucked well away to the left. So you have to, the trees are going to be there in your line no matter which side of the tee box you're hitting from. So two good shots we've seen in a row. Kushal, the final member of this lead group.
Kushal also a beautifully played tee shot coming up to a pin high spot, slightly further away from than the rest of the players, but still have about 20 feet. But a great display of yardage control here by Kushal.
In fact, all three, Rahul, all of them safely on the green, and two certainly makeable birdie putts. And another look at Yuvraj Sandhu, our leader, is going through his routines. A bit of warm up.
We have even the best practicing drill. Seems like he's trying to keep his club going low in his takeaway, with trying to hit that ball behind the actual ball that he was hitting before he actually strikes it. It's one of the drills that players would perform. There we go. Trying to keep it low as he takes it away. The players stay connected and stay in an arc. It's the simple stuff that usually ends up sticking around for the long term. And then you do those drills, and after that, come out onto the golf course and swing it just like that.
Yes, it's doing the little things right, and doing them right takes a lot of practice, in fact. And that's what we're seeing on screen now. Rahul explaining the importance of that second ball placed behind the head of the club on the backswing. Make sure you don't pick your club up too high and too quickly. Making contact on both sides.
Raj, of course, has had 5 victories here on the PGTI, and possibly this will be his 6th victory. And this will.
He made his debut. I mean, in fact, he played his first PGTI event over here on this very course, Rahul. Yeah, that was, of course, as an amateur. And from what we've been told, that he has a best of 10 under, and during in that phase when he was still not yet a professional. So that was some years ago, and from then he's come a very, very long way indeed. And Kushal Singh taking his time. He's seen two fairly makeable putts slide by the hole, and but this one is the longest of the lot. It's about, like Rahul Bajaj pointed out a little while ago, 20 odd feet away. So he was a pin high. So he probably will not have to cater for that little bit of a slope that Yuvraj Sandhu and Badal Hussain will be looking at when it comes to their turn to putt. Kushal settling himself over the ball.
Kushal should have a fairly flattish, straightish putt. Should break only slightly, as the top part of the green is fairly flat. Claw grip, commonality these days on the tour, as I see. And leaving that one up short, bang on line.
It was a good line.
Unfortunately, did not have the legs.
Good line on that.
As we now bring in Ashwin Krishnan.
He's good line. We'll have to contend for a little bit of a downslope, and with it, whatever turn that comes along with. Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, the final member of this group.
Badal, of course, I would like to have had the day, but he started the bogey. Tied. Fourth.
As much as he could, just sort of slip past the upper edge of the cup. So once again, even as this continues on the 13th green, Veer Alawat, who was sole second, 3 strokes behind Yuvraj, has picked up his 5th birdie of the day, 5 under round so far, and he's now closed once again to within 2 shots of the leader who's on your screen right now.
This fast turning out to be an exciting day's play. It's not as one-sided as we thought it was at the start of it, with Yuvraj sitting with a 5-stroke lead. Now the lead is whittled down to just 2, which in professional golf is as good as almost no lead, because these golfers are of such high caliber. It takes only 1 hole to change things around, and Yuvraj misses the pin, misses the cup, rolls past for
almost
2.
identical to Badal Hussein's putt, Ashwin. The ball even stopping right next to Badal's marker, so they're both missing on the same side. Yeah, and this is what we look at in every tournament, to have a competitive finish, which is what we seems to be building up into. Veer Alawat has, of course, 5 holes to go. Yuvraj has 6, and then see a replay of that one, just rolling a bit on the high side, exactly like Badal Hussain did.
Kushal Singh again tied 4th at 11 under.
Par putt for the Gurgaon golfer. Knocks it in without any fuss, so that's no damage to the card there, but he will want to. It's been a gritty display from Kushal, no doubt. I mean, like Rahul Bajaj mentioned yesterday, he's been off for a while, and to come back and stay in contention and battle for a top 5 finish most is extremely creditable. Badal Hussain now looking to clean up for par. Yuvraj Sandhu will putt from almost the same spot, literally a couple of inches away. So no gain anyone in this group, but 2 pars out of the 3 so far. And here's our leader, Yuvraj Sandhu. 2 under for the day, 18 under for the tournament. Final 6 holes to go after this. Yuvraj Sandhu, same distance, same line. He had not that he needed it, but he had a good read of Badal Hussain.
Leaving nothing to chance, Yuvraj Sandhu.
A terrific run down the odd from just behind him, Ashwin. Veer Alawat now 5 under for the day. 2 birdies on the front 9, and he's picked up 3 in a row, in fact. Holes 11, 12, and 13 he's picked up a shot on each one of them. A par 4, a par 3, and a par 5. So he's, I beg your pardon, a par 3, a par 4, and another. Yes, and par. So he's making the most of his opportunities, Veer, definitely. And he's now put a comfortable 4 shots between himself and Shaurya Bhattacharya in 3rd place. Shaurya has 12 under for the tournament, 3 under for the day, and he's all by himself in 3rd place, while there's a 2-way tie for 4th between Badal Hussain and Kushal Singh, who were in the group we just saw leave the 13th green.
Just imagine Veer Alawat shot 70 yesterday. Had he even cut shot 2 shots and he shot a 68 or 67, he'd have been in the lead today.
Ifs and buts. There are many famous sayings about ifs and buts, so I think we'll leave this one where it is and get back to the action. This is a great shot. Giving He certainly gave it a very healthy tap. Problem ball not really on the green. Vishesh Sharma is next up. Young man from Hyderabad. Well, we did spot the first ball. It is on the left edge of the green, just off camera. And Gaurav Pratap, the third member of this group, will be next. It's the par 4 15th hole.
Vishesh Sharma has had an unforgettable round so far with 5 drop shots and, of course, 2 birdies, but he's still at 3 over for the day and tied 20th.
Gaurav Pratap, the closest of the 3 to the pin. Nice relaxed swing. And beautiful shot. Judging it perfectly. Almost pin high. Certainly a very, very makeable birdie chance for the man from the Noida golf course. Some more action and activity there. Wow. Kalin Joshi pacing out his what looks to be his putt.
The sun is right at its zenith. As you can see, the shadow is not too long. But the weather is outstanding in Jaipur. Great weather for golf.
Sorry. That was Divyanshu Bajaj with that very measured chip onto the green. He has left himself a couple of feet for that putt. Kalin Joshi at the very edge of the green. Most pin positions today tucked away, far left, far right. So the players literally having to rework their distances, get their yardages absolutely spot on, and more than once on more than one occasion, as we've seen, they're pretty much on target.
From the looks of it, Cullen is string down a downhill putt. Never easy. And a longish one at that. Calculated approach is required. With his experience, sure he can convert it.
Long putt, ball on the way, but ran out of legs. Almost the same position where the Divyanshu Bajaj's chip shot landed up. So they'll have almost identical final putts on this hole. 4 holes to go after this for this group. And as you can see on the little mini leaderboard on your right, Yuvraj Sandhu 18 under for the event on after 13 holes. Veer Alawat close behind him, 2 shots away. And the two of them now have putting some distance between themselves and the rest of the field. Shaurya Bhattacharya is sole third, 12 under par, 4 shots behind the two leaders. Badal Hussain with Kushal Singh sharing 11th place on 11 under par. Veer Alawat, as we just said, is the closest to our event leader. Yuvraj Sandhu is on 18 under par for the event. 2 under for the day. Veer has kept an absolutely clean card up to this point. We'll have 4 holes after this one. And really well played. Look at that. That if he makes that is a potential 2-shot advantage to him, but unfortunately just misses out. It was an eagle putt. As Rahul Bajaj mentioned a little earlier during his commentary stint, there are eagle opportunities to be had here, and Veer Alawat coming literally within a hand span of getting 2 under on this one hole alone. Very, very good effort from the towering Gurgaon golfer. So depending on what, of course, Yuvraj Handhu does in the group immediately behind. For now, that cuts the lead to just one. That is, Veer Alawat will get his sixth birdie if he's tapped in already. I beg your pardon. So he does have his sixth birdie for the day, and he's now 17 under par, just one behind Yuvraj.
Yuvraj also has the cushion of an extra hole. So let's see how things pan out.
Divyanshu setting himself up for that birdie opportunity with an excellent chip shot, very measured. That was all right. So he adds a positive shade to his card, and Kalin Joshi will be next, final member of this group. Veer Alawat, of course, just barely missing out on an eagle opportunity over here. Did get his birdie putt. So
Kalin Joshi. That was a long downhill putt that he addressed. Now he's left to leave the finishing touches to it. Never easy, these putts. The shorter they are, the harder they are to execute. And as mentioned, he just missed it.
Just as Ashwin was telling you, these sometimes can be the more difficult ones. Knee knockers, as a co-commentator refers to them on occasion, and exactly what happened with him. He will not be happy with himself. He had really set himself up well, Cullen, to pick up a shot here, but he rushed. By the looks of it, he just rushed his putt a little bit.
The reason essentially is probably because of expectation.
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है
मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for? अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
What a great shot! But
This is the final par 4 on this course. Gaurav Pratap pulling on his glove. Correction, that is a par 3. To be followed by 2 consecutive par 5s. So here, more scoring opportunities, more opportunities to pick up shots. Gaurav Pratap. Pin tucked far left on this hole. You have to nice, easy, repeatable swing from Gaurav, but he's gone a little further to the right than you would have liked. The pin is on the opposite side of the green, tucked away behind the trees. Also, this is the one with the water body which we saw Arjun Prasad yesterday come to grief on. So probably that's on the mind of all those teeing off over here. That little pond.
Having crossed that pond, he seems to be in a good place because he's going to putt away from the slope that leads to the pond. Not many will want to fly the pond since the pin position is stuck to the middle of the green.
Almost an identical, in fact, identical shot. And Vishesh Sharma's ball colliding with Gaurav Pratap's is very much already there.
It's not too often that we see that.
Two good shots, in fact, both are on the top shelf. This is again a green with more than one shelf to it. In fact, three by the looks of it. And these two balls are safely on the same deck, so to say, as the one where the pin has been placed for today. So Vishesh Sharma and Gaurav Pratap Singh with what looks to be very makeable birdie putts, and our event leader Yuvraj Sandhu on screen just now.
Beautiful picture with the national flag flying in the background. Great photography, great camera work.
In fact, the way our camera crews have followed the ball in flight has been quite something to watch. They've managed to keep it dead center of the picture for good parts of the way. And our first sighting of the peacock, a national bird. We just saw the national flag. Now you have the national bird in the next frame. Badal Hussain waiting to hit his approach shot.
Runs a little further away from the pin than he would have liked. It's off the green from what it looks like. On the fringe.
Absolutely tucked away pin position here.
As we approach the final holes, you see a crowd slowly building up. Right now we can see more golf carts than we normally do. Soon we're going to watch a whole bunch of people descend on the screen, watching the leaders in action, waiting to savor the terrific contest that this looks to be building up
Beautiful
into.
shot there, Ashwin, from Badal. Absolutely measured. And about 3 feet to go for what would be a birdie putt. Yuvraj Sandhu already, of course, already on the green. And he was waiting for Kushal Singh and Badal to complete their approach shots. So in the lead now by 2 shots, 18 under par for the tournament to 16 under for Veer Alawat. And there's a little bit of a discussion going on as to where the balls were before Vishesh sent his ball crashing into Gaurav Pratap's orb, and satisfactorily sorted by the looks of it. Both of them on the top deck of this par 3 green.
Longish putts, staring them in the face. A look at a scorecard of a hole by hole scorecard gives you a look into the peek into the mindset of the player. If you take a look at Veer Alawat, he's at 4 back-to-back birdies, which is not an easy accomplishment from any angle. The 11th, 12th, 13th, and the 14th have been birdied by Veer Alawat. This has propelled him to just 1 shot behind the leader.
That's a hot run for sure.
Considering there was a 5-stroke difference between the leader and the next best golfer playing this final round, this is one hell of a comeback. I wonder how many playoffs have taken place this year.
It's about 3 or 4.
Yuvraj Sandhu, the leader at 18 under. Yuvraj will be aware of the fact that he has Veer Alawat sniffing at his heels.
And he's closing in literally very rapidly now, like you said, Ashwin, 4 birdies in a row. Yuvraj knows that he has to respond now. He cannot be in cruise mode. Of course, it's not what he is in. He also is looking to score as much as he can, but it's such a hot run from Veer Alawat that.
And that rolls past again.
But we'll still give him a birdie here. Could have been 2 shots. It will be 1. Should be 1. A rare misread from a leader.
He missed it pretty far to the left, sir.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And he's normally a very confident putter. It was a surprise to see the ball stay so far away from the cup. Kushal Singh up next.
Kushal's not had a great back nine. 2 back-to-back dropped shots on the 11th and the 12th. He will want to rectify that in the remaining holes. Come up with as many birdies as he can.
Wow. Once again, just shaving the hole. And this hole is a good example of the distance or the difference in distance between in this group itself. Both Badal and Kushal Singh getting to the green in 3, where Yuvraj was on in 2. So tremendous advantage.
That makes all the difference because
replay of Kushal. That was very, very good effort indeed. Just shaved it on the high side. Wow. Badal Hussain knows that he will have to be careful because more than a few have left these short putts, out there. So he's certainly taking his time. He knows that even a good finish here will help him stay, in a very good spot, healthy spot rather, in the order of merit. So Badal taking his time there and just sees the ball creep in.
Nice birdie for Badal.
And a little birdie widget on the right of the screen, telling all and sundry that yes, he did convert.
That's
our leader Yuvraj Sandhu now with a chance to once again give the lead some amount of meat, so to say, because it's now down to just 1. Veer Alawat really on a hot run, 4 birdies in a row from holes 11 onwards. So he's really closing. He has closed him on Yuvraj. Wow. That was a pressure putt for sure. And he would have been holding his breath while making that one. So yes, so the lead now back to 2 strokes. And of course, because these closing moments of an event really are sometimes the most fascinating because so much rests on this. Cullen tapping in there on screen in the 15th hole. Divyanshu is next. Looking to save par, which he does. Not much in it there, but sometimes, like we saw a little while ago, even a couple of feet can defeat the best of intentions. Kalin Joshi is really missing out over there. Veer Alawat now, he's the man on a run. He has yet another birdie opportunity. So whether that lead stays 2 strokes as Yuvraj Sandhu has just made, or will it come down again to 1, remains to be seen. Certainly Alawat really on a run.
You can see the crowd building up slowly but steadily, and there'll be more people following Alawat now than even the leader because he's making all the right noises, so to speak.
And the right moves.
So true. A tall man packs a punch off the tee. Has been excellent on the greens as well.
Long putt, ball well on its way, but staying on the high side. At about 2 feet past the hole. So The leader will breathe a little easy. Veer Alawat now will have his final two holes, both par fives, of course. He's a long hitter, Ashwin. So he still has plenty of opportunities to pile some pressure on to the shoulders of the leader, which is where Yuvraj Sandhu, in fact, was able to balloon his lead overnight. Finished yesterday with third day with two consecutive birdies on the holes 17 and 18, which are both par fives. So we're now looking to close out the 15th.
This brings to light the value of the approach shot, because keeping the ball as close as you can to the pin makes all the difference. Veer Alawat used the straddling technique to read the line and the contours, and there he addresses the putt and he sinks it for par. The lead continues in favor of Yuvraj Sandhu.
For the moment, two strokes to the good is Yuvraj Sandhu, our event leader, and the PGTI Order Merit leader. And we are back at this. That looks Viraj Madapa on screen now. Our first look at him today. The tall man, big figure of this golfer from Calcutta. Went through a bit of a rough patch with injuries a couple of years back, but looks to have found his bearings again. Has a win earlier this season, and you know, joining us to see us through the final stages of this last day, Rahul Bajaj, and as that we swap, Viraj Madapa leaving his putt on the low side.
One interesting fact about the 14th hole is 8 of the top 10 golfers on the leaderboard have birdied it. In fact, 9 of the top 12 have. The par 5 14. So the par 5s, as Mr. Rahul Banerjee just mentioned, will result in either a birdie or a drop shot, 9 out of 10. So the last two holes will play a major role in this tournament. Veer Alawat, a long hitter off the tee box, will obviously have an upper hand, but Yuvraj Sandhu has the upper hand in terms of the lead. So it's going to be a mouth-watering contest right now. What do you have to say about that, Rahul?
Absolutely. The last two holes that Veer is now going to be playing, last three holes, in fact, the par 3, the 16th, if anyone can really attack that flag location of today's, which is a tough flag location, is Veer. And then, of course, the two par 5s that come up as we take a look at Ravi Kumar. He's on the 17th, the par 5. And that was never really going online, so bit of a miscue. It was always right of the target line from the get-go. A weak putt there. Ravi Kumar coming off a birdie on the 16th hole, though. Still has one hole to play. Currently at 10 under par and a tie for 7th position. The 16th hole today has got the pin at 24 in from the front and 5 from the left. That's where Veer will be playing just now. The pin is in a tough location, but only a good ball striker, which Veer definitely is, can get to it. Shaurya Bhattacharya maintaining himself at 4 under par after a birdie on the 16th, stays at 13 under, trying to stick around and seal himself a third position. As of right now, we can only see a two-man racehorse over here, Sandhu and Alawat. While Alawat is still 2 shots away, anything can really happen over the last few holes. Sandhu, of course, is now going to be playing the 15th hole, a tough par 4, where he did make a bogey yesterday and dropped a shot there. Although he did make birdies in the first 2 days, so let's see what he does today. There we have it. The leader group now coming on to the 15th hole, and we can see Yuvraj Sandhu right in the middle of the fairway. Pin today, 9 inside from the front and 5 from the right, making it a tough pin position because this hole gets you a longer club into an approach. But there's a bit of headwind, so which will allow you to employ plenty of spin.
Campa, one of the sponsors of a board strategically positioned next to the 15th green. There we see the referees following the leader group as this tournament ends to its final stages, reaches its final stages. Things are heating up. Yuvraj Sandhu's playing the all-important approach shot, as we'd mentioned earlier, and what a beautiful drone shot that is of an outstanding golfing facility. Victorious choice, presented by sponsors, have an outstanding branding floating in that water. Branding too has evolved over the years, as is the game. Measured, calculated approach by Yuvraj Sandhu, and he lets rip. Where will that ball land? How close to the pin? It's on the fringe of the green. He's fallen short by a fair margin.
You still should be able to use the putter from there. It's just short of the green, but will still have to contend with about a 40-footer for a birdie.
That's a long putt, if there was one.
Bhattacharya moves to 14 under now with a birdie on the 17th, the par 5. And also, quick mention to Rohan Dhole Patil, who has slowly crawled up into that top 10, just about sneaking in there at 10 under par with a 3 under round today. And Harsh Gangwar also getting back in the top 10 after yesterday's 71. With today's 68, is back into the top 10 at 10 under par. And Gaurav Pratap Singh also just about keeping himself in there at 10 under par with 2 holes to play.
A word of mention to the two golfers from Bangladesh, Mohammad Somrat Sikdar and Mohammad Akbar Hossain. Both of them have got brought in rounds of 4 under today, as has Ajitesh Sandhu.
Divyanshu Bajaj on hole number 16 now. Divyanshu putting for birdie over here and comes up onto the low side. Nice attempt though by Divyanshu. It's getting at the Rambagh Golf Club. And that definitely makes for an interesting viewing over the last few holes remaining of this championship. For those of you who are just joining us, this is the Jaipur Open 2025. This is the 25th event of the PGTI season, presented by Victorious Choice and powered by Shubhashish Homes. This is the 8th edition of the tournament being played here at the Rambagh Golf Club for a prize purse of 1 crore rupees. The leader thus far is Yuvraj Sandhu at 19 under par, followed closely by Veer Alawat, and only a few holes remain to be seen who ends up as the victor. On our screen is Khalin Joshi. Khalin is putting for birdie here on the 16th, the par 3. Should have got a good read from his friend Divyanshu Bajaj. A long putt though coming up now for him.
Oh, misses it to the left, tantalizingly close. That leaves him with a 1.5 foot putt to address. Many a slip between the cup and the lip, as they say, no pun intended. And there is Veer Alawat using the straddling technique. Tell us a bit about the straddling technique, Rahul.
Well, this is it's called aim point. I'm not quite well versed with it, but it's the technique to read the greens, and I think, in my opinion, it's basically to put a method to the madness, because there's quite a grey area in terms of how to read the green. There's the grain to be seen, there's the slope to be seen, and there's also the natural gradient of the land to be seen. So all of those factors come in, and Aim Point sort of promises to put a method to all of that, so that the players can be kind of surer, in my opinion, to the line that they are playing.
It's probably something to do with breaking up the putt and
Yeah,
breaking
it's
it
kind
into
of like
smaller
looking at the
putts.
slopes, how to read them properly. There we go. Another birdie here for Veer Alawat, moving himself to 18 under par, just one shot within Yuvraj Sandhu. And now two par fives coming up. Can Veer Alawat finish up on a high over here? Can he make an eagle on at least one of these two par fives? That is the only way that you're going to catch Sandhu, because Sandhu also a long hitter and also will be charging up at these par fives.
There we go. What a mouth-watering contest we have on offer. Veer Alawat is not letting up. He's letting loose a string of birdies. He's had an error-free round so far. He's now 7 under for the day. 7 under. Mind you, playing under pressure. And the funny thing is, sorry, let's wait for this putt to conclude. And he nails it. The funny thing is, it's not just someone like Veer Alawat who's not in the leader group who's playing. It's also the golfers alongside him who will be under pressure, because there's a group following Veer. There's a whole bunch of people watching you.
Absolutely. And although Divyanshu as well as Cullen are no strangers to enough amount of media following them, but Cullen Joshi now needs to settle this ball into the hole for a par. Stick around at 9 under par. Cullen, of course, is no stranger to success. Divyanshu Bajaj trying to get back his game back into form. He's had a slight amount of rough patch over the past season or so, and now he's coming back into fine fettle and playing the kind of game that he should be. Of course, a great iron striker of the ball. Veer Alawat, of course, now moving up to 18 under par, just one shot shy of Sandhu, and I'm sure the news is flowing, while Sandhu now lays just short of the green on the left side over here on the tough par 4 14th.
Meanwhile, Kushal Singh, who's not had a great back nine, 2 drop shots, is looking to salvage the situation to the extent that he can, and he hits the ball really close to the pin, but it's not in.
That should be a passe for Kushal.
This will also be a lesson for Kushal. I mean, a good lesson, because it's not always easy to stay in the lead. And converting a good performance on day round 1 and round 2 is as important as performing in the final day.
Seems like we have missed Sandhu's third shot here on the 15th. And he is on the other side of the hole now. Badal Hussain coming up from the right side of the green for a par. This ball will break a lot from the right to the left. Probably, perhaps grip size or so. Unfortunately, just touches the lip and moves aside. Badal Hussain will have to settle for a bogey over here, and that'll drop him off to 11 under par. That will take him to a tie for the 4th position with Divyanshu and Kushal.
He taps it in and walks to the next tee box. Meanwhile, Yuvraj Sandhu, the leader by 1 stroke so far.
You know, an interesting stat that I saw just a couple of moments ago was that Yuvraj Sandhu, even though he's leading the order of merit, has won 5 tournaments, but the birdie leaders, who leads the number of birdies so far in the year, Arjun Prasad leads it, who is currently number 3 on the order of merit. Shaurya Bhattacharya, and Arjun has made 375 birdies. Shaurya Bhattacharya has made 357 birdies. He is second in birdie leaders as well as second on the order of merit right now. Sandhu putting for par. Solidly done. And Yuvraj Sandhu is number 7 in the number of total birdies made, which is 303 birdies this year. But he's number 1 on the order of merit. That really goes to show that, you know, is the number of mistakes that probably Sandhu has made on the course are way lesser than the guys who actually, so there are lesser drop shots. Yeah. He's picked up a bunch of shots, but clearly Arjun and Shaurya have perhaps made had more drop shots on the course, even though they picked up a lot many more.
How many bogeys has he made, Yuvraj Sandhu? If you take a look, whenever you can.
I don't think that's the kind of stat we keep. No problem here for Kushal. Kushal should clean up and move on to the 16th hole, the par 3 now. This is going to be a challenging hole, challenging end to this round. In fact, both for Yuvraj as well as Alabat. Alabat, I think, of course, needs to go attacking all guns blazing right now. And Sandhu, of course, will be trying to play as prudently as possible. Pin today, 24 in from the front and 5 from the left. A tough pin position to get to. But if someone can get close to it, Yuvraj certainly is one of them, because he plays a draw shot, and attacking a flag which is towards the left side, way easier for a draw player than for a fade player. Let's see if he can bring this one in from the middle of the green back into where the flag is placed. Of course, 5 from the left, so there is no room for error. You have to hit the best tee shot. And at this moment, there is only one way to go.
19 under, Yuvraj Sandhu, 1 stroke ahead of the pack on the 16th, which is a par 3.
What seemed like a done deal through the front 9 now. Veer Alawat has certainly sprinkled a lot of drama here now onto this leaderboard. What a brilliant golf shot here by Yuvraj Sandhu. Just about 6 feet away now for a birdie to move to 20 under par. He's trying to separate himself from Veer.
Champion is what a champion does. What a brilliant tee shot that was. Turning the gas on. It's Kushal Singh, who will also want to salvage his situation to the extent that he can. Sitting at 11 under, tied 5th alongside Divyanshu Bajaj.
Let's see if Kushal can get this as close as Yuvraj did. Brilliant golf shot here by Kushal Singh as well. What a birdie opportunity. Under 10 feet now for Kushal to move back to 12 under par. And like Ashwin said, salvage what he can. Badal Hussain currently at 11 under, coming off a bogey on the 15th. It's got work to do over here.
Sizing up the shot, Badal Hussain. Lets it rip. What a smooth swing. And there's yet another good golf shot. Not as good as the other two, but it's good enough. He can attempt a birdie from there.
Still a lovely birdie opportunity that Badal has set for himself. And, I'm just wondering, how would Badal be feeling after those 2 tee shots?
Surprise, surprise, we've got a little crossover today. We've got 2 professional polo players here at the golf course, and we've got our 2 leading Indian professional golfers as well.
You're not chosen the easiest one, have you?
I don't think for the ball.
Impossible.
Would you hit here, right? So if you...
Get up there.
You want to go from that is a better putt.
Oh, yes.
Perfect. Great, good one. Oh, I doubt it.
Let's think about how to challenge you on this ride.
You try. Please try.
Are you going to use your driver or what are you going to use?
Driver.
309 to the trees.
Yeah.
It was too hot to play polo.
Right.
So in May, I started learning golf.
There's no way you've hit that drive after a while.
Yeah, no way.
It didn't look like it didn't after a while.
Wow. There's no way.
I play golf.
Sure.
You do play golf, I'm very sure. What a shot, buddy. Where is it? That whole ball went in. Did it go through? Went through it. He saw that. He saw that one. Man, these guys are good, huh? Absolutely. All the best in your tournament. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. Sweet like you. Yeah. All the best. Yeah. Bye. Bye, mate. See you.
There, from golf to polo and vice versa. You had the Maharaj of Jaipur, Padmanabh, and joined by a professional. And our two professionals, golfers, Yuvraj Sandhu and Veer Alawat, doing a bit of putting with the polo stick and then trying to drive the ball between the goal posts. I think one of them did successfully manage it. So you saw a white flag. So yeah, a bit of fun and games at a very appropriate venue, the Rambagh golf course, of course, flanked by the polo ground, and so many of the Rajasthan erstwhile kingdoms, great supporters of the sport of polo. Marwar, of course, Jodhpur, Mewar, Jaipur, and others. Delhi and Jaipur are two major centers of the sport, keeping the traditions going. And of course, there is the indigenous polo that is played in Manipur, which is a completely fascinating game by itself. But all of that for another day, and back to the golf.
Badal Hussain now getting ready for his birdie. He'll be the first one to putt over here from about 15 feet away. It's not as long as the other players have made it seem, but let's see if Badal can drain this one in the hole. We have seen Divyanshu Bajaj as well as Kalin Joshi attempting a birdie from a similar location earlier. The ball does move from the left to the right, and it certainly runs on a thread. Let's see if Badal has found that thread.
Runs past the hole, maybe 3 feet past it.
He read a very similar line and hit a pretty similar line to Kalin Joshi and run it by. In fact, I think Divyanshu Bajaj was the one who missed it on the low side, but Badal and Kalin both got it up on the high side and didn't let it turn. One of those lines, right, which is has to be played to its exactness.
Kushal Singh not wanting to make any take any chances, so to speak. And Yuvraj Sandhu's reading the line too, sitting on the side.
These are going to be important putts. Kushal, of course, trying to get his best finish out here on the PGTI this week. Came off a good finish just a few weeks ago at Bhubaneswar, where an inaugural tournament was held for the PGTI by the PGTI Next Gen. And trying to take that form from strength to strength into the rest of the remaining tournaments of the season.
Oh, misses it to the right. Tantalizingly close, but not there. Golf is a very unfair sport. You miss it by a thread, you miss it by a thread. Now Yuvraj Sandhu. Meanwhile, we have Kapil Dev there, along with Amandeep Jol, the CEO of the PGTI.
Interestingly, also, Kushal Singh is currently 61st on the order of merit, and he's just outside of the top 60. This top 5 will certainly help him to seal his card for the coming season. Having said that, because of the prize purse of the next two events, it will still keep him on his toes.
Yuvraj Sandhu staring down a 5-footer, 4.5-footer, so to speak. And he taps it in.
What a putt here by Yuvraj Sandhu. This man, no one can stop him. There you go. He's now moved to 20 under par, separating himself further from Alawat by another shot. So 2 shots ahead now of Alawat, who now is on the 17th hole, the par 5. And this, ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not, but we're all blessed to be watching such a rain of birdies here at the Jaipur Open 2025 at the Rambagh Golf Club.
Also, Yuvraj has the cushion of not an additional hole, an additional opportunity, because Alawat will finish before him. So he certainly has the upper hand. A 2-shot lead is not easy to overcome at this stage of the tournament, especially when a golfer like Yuvraj has that lead. And Alawat will have to attack the pin.
Well, I think the only way I can see things interesting, as we spoke about a few moments earlier, was one of them is going to make an eagle. There is kind of going to be Alawat is going to make an eagle, in fact, because Yuvraj and Alawat both, I'm sure, will give themselves birdie opportunities over the next 2 holes. Both par 5s, 17th and 18th. Interesting stretch of holes to finish on. Both reachable in 2 shots. So very, very interesting 2 holes coming up for all of you watching, whether live in Jaipur or whether live on YouTube. And here is our view of the 17th hole. Pin today, the top left on the second shelf of the green. This is 21 in and 6 from the left. Green also is kind of 2-tiered. There's a front shelf and then there's a second shelf on the backhand, which comes. The end of the green is at 27 yards, so players have to be very fine with their shots. Kalin Joshi coming up from the front part of the green. Let's see where Veer has hit it, because he'll have to be close to the hole if he wants a chance for an eagle, which he certainly needs right now. Definitely has put himself in that position to be able to attack for one.
So many of these players today, Rahul, are capable of reaching these mid-range or mid-size par 5s and 2, that eagles are very much on the cards. Colin lining up he's very much on the dance floor, but he has to contend for that with that second the pin on the top tier, and he's at the bottom of the green, so it's a long way up. He'll also flatten out, so he has to be really careful with the pace. What a tremendous effort there, Rahul. Really, I mean, this is there are times you feel that just in fact the lead group, just watching the difference between Kushal Singh and Yuvraj Sandhu. So many of Kushal's putts have shivved the hole and stayed out, and Yuvraj has nailed putt after putt after putt. So if you haven't, look at this. I mean, it just broke at the very last, probably an inch or two away from the cup. So you have to. I mean, you really feel for somebody like Kushal, because he's doing nothing wrong, but he's just missing out fractionally where his playing partner is virtually converting every single opportunity that has come his way.
Well, I think for one, Kushal will get a lot to learn from this event, and his game is coming together. He's had a pretty decent season since his showing at Bhubaneswar, and if he can, take these learnings and move forward with them, I think we'd be seeing Kushal in the winning circle very, very soon. And looking at Cullen's putt, of course, one of those things that for our viewers is important to note is that he's now 5 feet by the hole, and he attempted for that putt, and at the end of the day, no guts, no glory. So it's the sheer confidence of trying to attempt it fully. Birdie putt now for Veer Alawat to close in that gap and reduce it to 1 shot. Is an important putt for Veer, and yes, he does. What a lovely putt over here. Veer also struggling around, absolutely shot to shot, covering up with Sandhu, and this is going to be an interesting last hole. Now Veer needs an eagle for sure.
Absolutely raging hot putter, Rahul. Veer has literally converted every single opportunity almost that has come his way, particularly in the back nine. Just 2 pars and five birdies now. I beg your pardon, to make that 6 birdies.
That was an absolutely stunning putt by Veer, moving up to 19 under par, not leaving Sandhu all by himself atop. It's a lonely place, of course, and Veer is not letting him be, which is great. And I'm now looking forward to what's going to be happening over the 18th and, of course, the 17th, where Sandhu's coming in now. And none of these holes are given birdies, mind you, but they are makeables.
Makeables,
right?
definitely.
And you have to hit good shots. They're both reachable holes, but you've got to hit good shots to get up to these flag locations. Colin Joshi now.
In fact, Veer overran the green with his second shot. He had to chip back on and then convert for the bird. So that they're definitely scoring opportunities now in these last three holes. And Shaurya Bhattacharya also on something of a tear in these last three holes, which we've kept saying over the course of the day that you can pick up shots over here. And on screen, all our dignitaries from Victoria's Choice and Shubhashish Holmes, PGTI President Kapil Dev, and Kalin Joshi. This can hurt. I mean, you just fighting to make the best, and when it stays literally teetering on the edge of the cup, it must sting. But yes, as we go into this final 2-3 holes of this tournament, the 8th edition of the Jaipur Open, the lead back, it's swinging back and forth. I mean, the size of the lead is just it's inflating to 2, deflating to 1. In Divyanshu Bajaj with his birdie putt, the important tournament for him as well.
This putt takes Divyanshu to 12 under par to be solo at 4th position. He'll separate himself from Kushal Singh. They were both tied earlier at the 4th position, along with Badal Hussain. So Divyanshu moves up to a solo 4th position as of right now, as he moves into playing the par 5 18th.
Very important point you made a little earlier, Rahul, about you generally tend to concentrate on the top end of the order of merit, but the lower end, as you pointed out very correctly a little while ago, that the ones from the lower 50s to the 70s, for them is also critical for them as well to retain tour cards. Oh my goodness, that's
Ravi Kumar with
Ravi Kumar went
not quite the chip shot that we were looking for. I'm pretty sure not quite the chip shot that he was looking for.
But certainly gains to be made by all of those who have over the past season have not really had a good time, but every opportunity to recover and seal spots in the top 5. Rohan Dhole Patel, Harsh Gangwar, Badal Hussain, like we just talked about, Kushal Singh, Manoj S, a young man from Hyderabad who started with a blistering 7 under on the first day. So for all of them to take a top 10, top 15 finish would be a huge step towards retaining their tour cards. Gaurav Pratap seems to be in the wars over here.
Absolutely, all these players trying to make a charge up that order of merit to secure their card. Divyanshu Bajaj currently 71st on the order of merit. This top 5 finish will certainly help him jump up multiple spots and try to secure that card. But like I said earlier, you've still got 2 tournaments to go before the players can book their spots at the Tata Open 2025. Ravi Kumar coming from just off the green, electing to go with the putter. Ravi currently at a tie for 11th position at 9 under par. Has just come off a bogey on the par 5, 17th, quite unlike what he would have expected.
Well, the top 10 at the moment from below: Saptak Talwar, Gaurav Pratap Singh, Harsh Gangwar, Rohan Dhole Patil, all in a tie for 7. That's making up the top 10. Manoj is just outside. Manoj, Akshay Sharma, Viraj Madhapa, Ravi Kumar, Kalin Joshi all tied for 11th. And at the top, it is, of course, Yuvraj Sandhu continues to lead now once again by one shot because Veer Alawat has birdied 17. So the lead, like we mentioned a little while ago, is expanding and contracting constantly with every passing hole. It has been shot that group of Shaurya Bhattacharya, Raj Madhapa, and Ravi Kumar just finishing on the 18th. Young Shaurya, I think, has Bhattacharya has assured himself virtually of sole third place, which will still keep him within theoretical distance of, opportunity to still theoretically top the order of merit. He stays mathematically, at least, in the race. It's a solid finish by the young man. PGTI President Kapil Dev, earnest conversation, wearing a very typical, what by the looks of it, a Jaipuri jacket. Very appropriate, given the location and venue.
Divyanshu Bajaj on the 18th hole, taking off with the big dog. Aggressive swing there by Divyanshu. Seems it's come out to be a little bit left of the fairway. But seems like the ball is sitting up over the rough, so should still have a chance to go 2 on, unless and until that tree up ahead is in his line. Colin Joshi.
Were they told to slow up because we just saw somebody cross the frame?
I think there was someone playing on the 9th hole, which is just the parallel fairway. The 18th. Colin Joshi now with that aerial view of his golf swing. Aggressive swinger.
A little more of the layout of the course, or at least part of it, from our drone pilots.
Well, as updates come in, there we've got Vishesh Sharma coming up from the front part
Very pretty
of the
looking
green.
shot.
Pin today, 21 in and 8 from the right on this 18th hole. Tough lag location to get to. Shaurya Bhattacharya finishing up his tournament here in Jaipur with a 6 under par. 7 birdies on the scorecard today, 1 lone bogey to finish at a third position solo. That should seal the third place for him.
Absolutely. He's really made the most of those 3 holes, Rahul. The par 3, 16, and the 2 par 5s, 17 and 18. So he's maximized what he could get out of the round. Just one blemish on the par 4, 15th. Otherwise, 7 birdies on his card against that 1 lone bogey. And up the road for the 4 shots up the road, and hot on the heels of our leader is Veer Alawat, who's gone 8 under for the day without a single dropped shot. He's 8 birdies to the good and is absolutely hot putter, helping Veer repeatedly close the gap on Yuvraj. And Gaurav Pratap Singh, like we mentioned a little while ago, in the wars, is having to.
Gaurav Pratap trying to get another top 10 this year. Needs to really cook up something with that wedge from the bunker to get it close to the hole. He's a really good wedge player. Let's see where that golf ball has landed up. Will it give him an opportunity for an up and down? He still has a lot of work to do. That's good about 15 plus feet away from the hole. Currently at a tie for 7th position at 10 under par. Hasn't really made the most of the par 5s on that back 9. And let's see if he can drain this one in and seal the top 10, because it's not really confirmed until it's confirmed, which 11 under for sure will finish within.
So, still not a done deal by any means. There's 1 stroke in it between the leader and Veer Alawat in second place. Shaurya Bhattacharya was assured himself of sole third Vishesh, this is one of the final groups coming to the 18th and last hole, the 72nd hole, in fact, of this tournament. 4 days of very frenetic scoring. We've seen low cards from a number of players, 6 under, 7 under, 8 under as well. So 7 under was the best so far. Manojas on the first day today, Veer Lawat so far threatening that with an 8 under effort with a hole to go. Par 5 is a long hitter. We just saw him overhit his 17th green, but he still came away with a birdie. So he's on track to keep the pressure on our leader, Yuvraj Sandhu, walking away from the camera even as we speak. Badal Hussain again back to camera, taking a long look at his birdie opportunity. Given his length, that he can achieve Yuvraj probably with an eagle putt if he has been solid off the tee. And
Veer seems to have found some trouble here on the 18th hole.
So is this where the challenge ends, or will he recover? It's going to be really something to see. It's playing out from a clump of what looked like dried leaves and dust, but he's found his way up onto the green. Back to 17, Yuvraj Sandhu.
Well, that is not very good news for Veer, because that will sort of slow down the campaign that he's been on all throughout this backman. Making 6 birdies over the last 8 holes is absolutely phenomenal feat by him.
Yuvraj on this first putt, just pulling up short into the right from the lower deck of the green. Kushal Singh, the other two members of this group. Yuvraj's ball seems to be in the way of one of the others, so he's just checking with Badal Hussain which he wants to move, how much he wants to move the marker, left or right. So just to confirm, Shaurya Bhattacharya finishes his run in this tournament with 3 birdies on the trot, 15 under and 6 under for the day. He's guaranteed himself sole third position on 15 under 265.
Beautiful trophy here for the 8th Jaipur Open 2025, and lovely plates there which will be given as souvenirs. Kushal Singh coming up from the front portion of this green on the 17th hole. Nice eagle attempt here by Kushal. He should have just a little tap in remaining for a birdie. Marks it and moves aside, as otherwise he would have to stand on Badal's line of play. It's an etiquette of the sport. It's not a rule of the sport to do this. So, as if you're playing with your fellow players on the course, remember, don't stand on their lines. It's just a mark of respect and camaraderie between players. Birdie putt now for Badal Hussain coming up from the front of the green. Ball will break a little bit from the left to the right. This one. Badal Hussain unfortunately missing that one on the low side. Take a look now at Cullen Joshi on the right side of our screens. Cullen is playing his second shot from the fairway on the 18th. Very peculiar way of lining up to the shot, Cullen has. And on the left side, Kushal Singh closing in with that birdie on the 17th should move to 12 under par to tie alongside Divyanshu at 4th position. And Cullen coming away short of the green here has left it nearly about 10 odd yards short of the front edge. Pin is 20 odd yards into the green, so he's about 30 yards short of the flag. He'll have his work cut out to save an up and down over here. Cullen, of course, is currently at 14th position right now at 8 under par. Birdie here will make him jump 2 spots.
And the two men who are 1 and 2 in the leaderboard on screen right now. Veer Alawat on the right and Yuvraj Sandhu on the left. Veer going a little to the left of the edge of the green. There's flag hunting there, obviously. Yuvraj will looking to clean up on 17.
Sandhu misses that putt for birdie here on the 17th hole. And Veer Alawat there on the 18th, we saw him missing the green in regulation. He is hole high, but is off the green in 3 shots. Veer will have to chip it in to tie alongside Sandhu if he wants to continue his campaign and run to try to win this tournament. And there we have Yuvraj's putt. His last moment things that happen to create extra drama. You know, they say golf has a funny way of making a 3-footer feel like a 30-footer. Divyanshu Bajaj, his third shot. Green in regulation on the 18th, still nearly 30 feet away from the flag.
Well, the 17th was an opportunity for Veer Alawat to really pile the pressure on if he had converted that into an eagle, but that seems to have sucked some of the pressure out of the situation. 20 under as we stand to 19 under, that would have brought scores level, and with Yuvraj Sandhu only getting a par on 17 would have made things extremely interesting. But all is not done yet. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. Have you ever met the fat lady, Rahul?
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for? अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस. जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन. इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं.
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस. थकान वाली प्यास के लिए.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है. मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है. जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद.
The 8th edition of the Jaipur Open, but late drama now with Veer Alawat having pulled level alongside Yuvraj Sandhu at the top of the leaderboard, with the hither event leader so far, Sandhu dropping a bogey on the 17th. We just saw that putt lip out, which brings us into a situation where Veer Alawat playing in the group ahead of Yuvraj Sandhu is now level on 19 under par. He has kept a clean card. He has 8 birdies on the day, 8 under for the round and 19 under for the tournament total. Yuvraj Sandhu dropping back to 3 under for the day and 19 under for the tournament. So now we have a tie at the top and a possible playoff situation because where there's a two-shot swing right there. Veer Alawat picking up a shot in 17, and Yuvraj Sandhu dropping a shot. So that's now scores are now dead level on 19 under par. Shaurya Bhattacharya, of course, having sealed third place by himself with a 15 under late run of 3 birdies, carrying him to 6 under for the day and a 15 under par total. Divyanshu Bajaj, Kaushal Singh, Badr Hussain still to finish, but they are well behind. So the top two now will be, it's all up for grabs. As we've been kind of looking at the possibility of that happening, and it could quite well happen because this is now, he is the on screen now is your co-leader. Veer Alawat 8 under for the day, 19 under for the tournament, now level with Yuvraj Sandhu.
This is extremely important, and really didn't think that there was a putt for par for Yuvraj, but it was, and he missed that. And Veer Alawat running that one by. I'm not so sure if putter was a choice to make, but then hindsight's always 6 by 6. And having said that, Veer has that now to stay at 19 under. And of course, a lot will now depend on Yuvraj's tee shot here on the 18th. Pressure has a funny way of playing around.
Yeah, this what we're seeing now unfold in front of us. We're waiting to see Divyanshu Bajaj's putt. Pull up a little shot, takes us back to the Pune Open, Rahul. And a very similar situation. Yuvraj Sandhu coming into the final 9 holes, well clear. And he was literally hunted down by Shaurya Bhattacharya.
I think Yuvraj would hit this a very, very long way off the tee box.
He certainly needs to, because now it's all the pressure, the heat that was building up behind him is now alongside.
Also, with his shape of the shot, he can gain extra 30 yards if the ball drops in the right spot on the center right of the fairway of the tee, and he can then have nothing but maybe a mid longish iron, so like a 6 iron maybe into the green if he can actually drop that into the fairway. Veer now putting for par to stay at 19 under.
This is an important putt, Rahul. This is
very important because this is going to keep the pressure on Yuvraj.
Either way, and Veer's putter has been hot throughout this, particularly the back nine. He's literally missed nothing. So right there, and he makes it, no fuss.
That is your leader in the clubhouse, ladies and gentlemen, Veer Alawat, finishing with an 8 under par on his scorecard today to be at a total of 19 under. Tied alongside Yuvraj Sandhu. 8 birdies on the card today. Bogey-free round for Veer.
Tremendous effort. Particularly the back nine, he really caught fire. His putter absolutely hot, on target, putt after putt. He missed nothing. Even this one was a huge pressure putt, Rahul, and he just really nerveless conversion. When you're confident with that flat stick in your hand, I mean, it seems like nothing can stop him.
It's commendable that Veer has had 2 bogey-free rounds this week, second round and the fourth round. And in the second round, also he shot an 8 under par. Commendable playing there for Veer. He had an even par round yesterday, which was in the third round. Cullen Joshi finding the bottom of the cup there for a birdie on the last. And he hasn't had an even par round yesterday, which is the worst round he shot this week.
Amazing. It's amazing. 67, 62, 70 and 62. That's a stunning graph.
I think it all now remains to Sandhu's tee shot. Where has it landed up?
Well, it's actually still in his hands if you look at it, because he does have the advantage of being in this final group. And if he has managed a good tee shot, which he seems to have, because there's a fairly confident walk down the center of the fairway. Handshakes all around. Cullen Joshi, Divyanshu Bajaj and Veer Alawat, our clubhouse leader. And our rankings leader now on screen. That seems to be a mighty long hit, Rahul.
Divyanshu with a top 5 finish this week. Yes, as I mentioned, with Yuvraj's ball flight, he can actually gain that extra 30 yards into the fairway. As you can see, he's walking past the 225-yard marker on the fairway. Yeah, so definitely closer around to the 200-yard mark to the front edge.
Yes.
That'll certainly, there we are.
I think he's just
They're right at 200, and
200. Yes,
that'll be about 222 yards for him to the flagstick, and probably all of a 5-iron shot for him.
very, very important now. Every shot now gains in importance. And one can also, I mean, this is extremely interesting. The way things are panning out now.
That's a really big tee shot, and right under the gun, pulling it off, placing it absolutely in the middle of the fairway. What a super shot!
He also needs to be absolutely relaxed here. He can't let. He has to sort of divorce the situation from the shot, so to say.
Well, the best thing is that the Sandhu has been in this situation so many times. In fact, he was in the exact same situation in Pune with Shaurya Bhattacharya. Let's take a look now at Badal Hussain. Badal, of course, further away, much shorter than where Yuvraj is. And he's looks like he's going with a hybrid club for his second shot.
Then waiting for the green to clear, the 18th green. This is why there's a small hold up before they know that they can go for it. Badal Hussain, I mean, this is probably his best performance of the year, because Jamal Hussain, his Dhaka player, has kind of overshadowed him this year. But here he is.
This quite is the kind of golf course that Jamal would play well at, but he's only been able to muster up a par
Pretty
this
good,
week.
actually. He's found the bunker.
That'll be a long bunker shot to that back flag.
Yuvraj at least 20 yards, if not more, closer to the green.
I think Badal is checking with the rangefinder if he got the wrong yardage, because I think he feels like he's hit a good shot and the ball's landed up shorter than the green.
No, it wouldn't have been a bad shot, Rahul, had it continued straight. It landed and kicked right and kind of rolled into what looked like a bunker.
No, I think he wasn't expecting it to drop short of the green. Let's take a look now at Sandhu. Sandhu coming up with his second shot here on the par 5 18th hole. Is he going to finish up in style?
Wow. Just can only imagine, and sitting here in the com box, we can feel the pressure. Wonder how he's going to deal with it. That doesn't seem to have.
Doesn't quite like it.
Doesn't like it, but
yeah. And that's gone left, far left into that bunker. That's going to be a tough bunker shot coming up from near that back lip. And fortunate actually that ball did not actually go out of bounds, because right next to that bunker, probably a yard away from that lip, is where the OB line begins. That's going to be a tough up and down to make. And
definitely looked like it tugged that ball. So once again, all to play for. Final minutes of regulation play now being played out in front of you. This is our final group, the lead group. Man in the center of the picture, Yuvraj Sandhu, was now in joint lead. A clubhouse leader, of course, Veer Alawat on 19 under par. Bogey free 8 under for the day. Leaves everything still to play for.
Golfing gods surely have a way of making things interesting, don't they?
Absolutely. And somebody, I think it was Ashwin, who had asked the question, how many playoffs there have been this year? This is probably the 5th of the season. So definitely the 4th, if not the 5th of the season. Kushal Singh also opting for, looks to be
I think this is Kushal Singh's third shot.
Yes.
He's laid up after an errant tee shot. I think that's what Badal was waiting for earlier. Kushal with his third shot now onto the green. Looks like he's going with somewhat pitching wedge or a 9-iron.
Very easy looking swing there, Rahul.
Has placed himself right in the heart of the green. Has a long birdie attempt, but So on the dance floor, nonetheless.
But all eyes now will be on where Yuvraj Sandhu's ball is in relation to the flag, because he's there in 2.
A great effort by Kushal Singh this week. Staying within the top 5. He's put in a good effort today. Hasn't been able to put on the best show, but finishing off with that birdie on the 17th, and hopefully he can roll this one in as well. Currently at a tie for 4th position with Divyanshu. Should stay around here.
Even yesterday,
unless he can make it better by 1.
Even yesterday, Rahul, it was a very gritty display. He didn't have the best of, the second 9 yesterday wasn't the best, but he hung on and he sort of fought his way through. And a top 10 finisher would, like you said, go a long way in, making sure that his pro card doesn't go away. But at the moment, all eyes on this man, because Veer Alawat has finished with a par. So 19 under is the score to aim at, which they're tied on at the moment.
And Yuvraj has left himself in a tough spot over here. He'll have his feet outside of the bunker. We'll have to kneel down quite a bit to get the club to the ball. This is, if he makes an up and down and gets himself to 20 under par, that'll be a big bonus.
And this is where all his experience will come in, Rahul, because this is really a testing position. It needed to be just a little straighter, gone for broke.
Badal now coming up from that front right bunker. Let's see if Badal can hit a long bunker shot. This is going to be nearly 30 yards for him. Birdie over here will get Badal into the top 5, currently at 6th position. Unfortunately.
But it's still trickling forward. So the momentum of the ball just running out on that fringe.
Probably a poor lie there in the bunker.
And it's probably the only deep bunker on this course, Rahul. I've not seen the players disappear anywhere else. Unlike Digboy, when all we were seeing was the top of the club of even tall players like Veer Alawat.
As we now see this tall player coming up from that tough lie. This is going to be tough to dig that club behind the ball. There is no space between the corner of that bunker and where that club needs to enter the sand. And spin is a far cry. Just getting that club to hit the sand correctly is going to be the tough one over here. We can pop this ball out of here and even give himself a 15 to 20 footer. That will be a great shot. This is where also smartness is going to come into play. He's done a fine job of it. Has gone past on the other side, but this is probably the best way to get that club to enter the sand. Tough shot, and it's the only way to do this is to do it aggressively so that you get the ball out of the bunker. That's the first job when you see a situation like that, and I think that's something that Sandhu has done beautifully. Commendable to have not let the situation get the better of him.
Sticky lie, Rahul, that was for sure. And I thought he did really well to get it out the way he did.
Badal Hussain from the front part going with a lofted club, like an open club face as well. Nicely done, but still has about 8 feet for a par. Long way to go before it's finished. And Sandhu now has to make an up and down from off the green to force a playoff. Things have now changed from being in a lead position. He has to now salvage a par from off the green to be able to force a playoff rather than actually where Veer was actually forcing himself into the situation all throughout these 18 holes today.
Yeah, that shows how quickly things can turn in this game. Literally on one shot, we've seen this go from possible to potential. So Yuvraj now once again, not in a very comfortable lie. Rahul, his ball seems to be very springy. The turf there quite deep, the rough. So time to hold your breath and wonder which way this is going to play out. It could very well go flying, or he's crossed over to the bunker on the other side, or almost in, just on the edge. Very, very odd lies, two in a row, Rahul. That's very unfortunate for Yuvraj Sandhu.
My God, he's making things even more interesting. Now remaining is a 10-footer to save a par and to force a playoff. Elavat. Will it be a playoff? Will it not be a playoff? Only time will tell. But if any of you all have a thought, why don't you place it down into the comments box here on YouTube and tell us what do you think will it be? You've got hardly 1 minute to go. Go now.
And a lot of social media accounts as well of the PGTI. Please do take time to visit there and share your thoughts, because this has been a real ding dong battle from a position of great comfort to a position of slight discomfort. It shows you how quickly things can change in this game. Kushal Singh.
Kushal putting for birdie over here from nearly the middle of the green. And,
giving that something of a whack.
Nicely judged though. He's got about 4 feet remaining for a par. Lots of crowds out here today, this sunny day at Rambagh Golf Club.
They're getting the worth in terms of thrills. Certainly a lot of excitement which is in this finish.
Nothing better than a crisp winter afternoon. The sun is shining and lovely golf on display. What more could one ask for? And of course, as we saw earlier, the crossover between two sports, both fairly royal in their own right.
Absolutely. But for the moment now, all of that is on the back burner, so to say. And once this putt is done, all of the attention will focus on Yuvraj Sandhu's par putt.
Badal needs to make one of his own over here first to stick around at 6th position. Well, if he doesn't, he will pull along a lot of other players who are at 10 under par into a tie with him at 6th. No, he wouldn't let up. Finishes at 11 under par. Badal Hussain with a lovely par to finish his campaign here at the Jaipur Open 2025.
This hung on to 6th place by the looks of it. Kushal will finish in the top 5 if he converts whatever is left of his putt, a couple of feet. But all of that for later. Right now, this is the putt that counts the most in this championship. Will this go into a playoff? Is what we are looking to see. Like we said a little while ago, over till the fat lady sings. The fat lady is still holding her breath.
Lots of crowds out here at the Rambagh Golf Club. Also the players, Mr. Kapil Dev, all the patrons watching over this great display of golf. And now with all of that pressure, Yuvraj Sandhu trying to make that par to force a playoff from what was once a commanding position. Unfortunately, that wouldn't be, ladies and gentlemen. Veer Elavat will be the winner for the Jaipur Open 2025. And how the wheels have come off, Mr. Banerjee.
Really.
What a show this has been.
Stunning performance, but we all credit to him. I mean, Yuvraj Sandhu had it in his grasp, but Veer still had to, someone had to make the run at the top, which Veer did. And I think a lot of it he will give credit to his putter, because he missed nothing. Literally, even in the final putt, the par putt, which he needed to make sure that he would stay on par with Yuvraj's score. That went into, and that was not a short putt. It was what, 7, 8, 9 feet, and he just nailed it. It was nerveless putting through the final, particularly the back nine. Stunning display. So great credit to Veer, and he's a deserving winner. Absolutely. I mean, there is no two ways about it.
Kushal closes with a par and a total score of 12 under par for this tournament here with a top 5 finish. Kushal Singh.
Man in a picture, though. This was for him. It will be the big miss. Veer Lawat already getting congratulations. And there'll be commiserations for this man who will miss out by a stroke.
Unfortunately, this will be the second victory missed by Sandhu, with players charging at his tail. And this brings me back to that conversation that we were having yesterday behind the scenes, Mr. Banerjee. And I think you have read things pretty right. And Veer Lawat with that 8 under par round today, ladies and gentlemen. The birdies on hole number 6th, 8th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 16th, and 17th. The man just wasn't getting tired. 8 under par, bogey free round to finish at 19 under par to win the Jaipur Open 2025 by one shot over Yuvraj Sandhu. Shaurya Bhattacharya finishes at 15 under par. Divyanshu Bajaj and Kushal Singh at 12 under par would round up the top 5 of this tournament. There we have our winner, Veer Lawat.
I think his caddy is more drenched because Veer is not easy to reach. He's quite a tall bloke, and his caddy is relatively short. So he's the one who's been completely soaked. And Veer Lawat relatively staying dry, getting congratulated by Kapil Dev, Amandeep Joel, and event sponsors or event supporters. Warm hugs. Why not? He deserves every bit of it, because this was a display of perseverance. I mean, let's go back to the Pune Open some months ago, and exactly what Shaurya did on that day. There he's in the picture as well. He knows exactly what this feels like. Though in his case, the end was a little more extended because it went into a playoff. Here, Veer has made sure that it didn't need to happen. Yuvraj, one can only commiserate with him, because at one time he looked so solid, so much in control. 5 shots to the good with 9 holes to go is a very secure position. But when you have somebody as relentless as Veer Lawat and a putter that hot, the battle does shift on to you, and that's what it stands at. Finally, Rahul Bajaj, which, in summary, was it Veer's win, or was it Yuvraj's sort of allowing the situation to get to him?
No, in the end, the best man wins, and that's exactly what has happened over here. Veer has shot 2 rounds of 8 under pars, and he's got the better total, and that's it. That's all that really matters. There we have on our screen the top 10 for this week. Veer Lawat at 19 under, Yuvraj Sandhu at 18 under par. We've got Shaurya Bhattacharya at 15 under, Divyanshu and Kushal at 12 under, Badal Hussain by himself at 11 under, and a row of players: Rohan Dole Patil, Harsh Gangwar, Viraj Madappa, Gaurav Pratap Singh, rounding up the top 10 at 10 under par. Brilliant week this has been at the Rambagh Golf Club, and a great showing of birdies, a great showing of golfers over here. At the end of the day, I quite feel lucky myself to be able to witness this from so close.
Absolutely. And Rahul, if you look at that, like you just read out, the names you normally don't see at the top of the leaderboard: Divyanshu Bajaj, Kushal Singh, Badal Hussain this year, Rohan Dole Patil, Harsh Gangwar. So it's good to see even these guys. It just shows that, on a given day, any player can come up with the goods, as normally you would see them a little further down the leaderboard. So good to see them getting top 5, top 10 finishes. And in the long run, in the larger picture, making sure that they stay in contention for the PGTI Tour cards for the 2026 season as well as the Tour Championship in Jamshedpur.
As we go through the highlights of the day, Vishesh Sharma from Hyderabad, a youngster, pulling that tee shot on the 10th hole, making its way just out of the bunker. Saptak Talwar will find himself right in the heart of the fairway. Saptak going with that wedge from this 10th fairway onto that front flag location today and just about makes it onto the putting surface. Veer Alawat, a man who holds a lot of putts today, and this was just one of his misses. So that's why it's in the highlights, ladies and gentlemen, because all the others were made. Vijay Sharma.
You see the ball literally wobbling as it neared the hole. So yeah, there you go, our winner, women's winner.
A fluid swing there by Veer.
This was not one of his better shots, but the result, nevertheless, a gained shot as he went hole after hole after hole, like Rahul Bajaj told you a little while ago.
That was a chip in by Kushal Singh on hole number 9. He made a birdie today.
Also, Merit leader there. Putt rolling up just short. Badal Hussain. And from Dhaka, soft tapping. So all sorts. This is like a mixed bag of highlights, shots, missed putts, made putts, all of it. And really, you have to congratulate Veer Alawat for this. Just believing that he could do it from wherever he was, 3, 4, 5 shots behind at different stages of the event, and stay with it. And I'm sure he will put that putter probably in a very special place for tonight at least. Give it a lot of love and care and attention, and say thank you to it many times. Saved him so much, including on the very last hole, because that clutch par putt, that par putt was absolutely clutch. Kept him gave him the clubhouse lead, and eventually you could say actually set up the victory. There you go.
Veer has hardly played tournaments on the PGTI calendar this year. This was his 5th tournament of the year, and he has been on the 38th position, even though he's been the Order of Merit champion in the past. It's just that he's been plying his trade in Europe mostly. Here he is now playing his 5th tournament of the season here on the PGTI of India, and ends up winning it right in style. On the 16th hole, the highlights of the day play. Tee shot to the right side of the green. 2 players finding some love. And that was Veer Alawat. What a brilliant back nine it's been today by Veer. Birdies on 11, 12, 13 and 14. Gave himself a break on the 15th. Needed to catch a breath, and then made birdies on 16th and 17th. On the 18th, made a solid par to finish up, and look what it did. And unfortunately, Sandhu's campaign ended there on the 17th with that missed putt bogey finish, quite unlike him. And as we spoke earlier, the par 5s are the ones that'll do the damage, they'll do the change. Kalin Joshi was a brilliant up and down here on the last hole, finish on a high to finish with a birdie. Is that second shot of Yuvraj's, which literally derailed his campaign. He had hit a brilliant tee shot onto the fairway. That second shot actually put him into a really tough spot.
That was, I think, the second shot on this 18th that virtually decided, because it was such a difficult place that he found himself. Had to dig the ball out from almost the rear wall of that bunker, sort of flat battered it, right across into the bunker on the other side, and missed this. That was the critical miss. That had that putt fallen, it would have taken this Jaipur Open 2025 into a playoff, but that was not to be. And like you just said, Veer escaping all the water and his caddy getting the bulk of the congratulatory pour.
Well, as things get now calmed down on this putting surface, please stay with us, as we will now be moving shortly into the prize presentation for the 8th Jaipur Open 2025, presented by Victorious Choice and powered by Shubhashish Homes. This is the 25th event of the PGTI calendar. The tournaments from here on move to Delhi Golf Club the coming week for the Vishwa Samudra Open, for a prize purse of 2 crore rupees. The Sidco Open in Kharghar for the first time at the new golf course there in Navi Mumbai for a prize purse of 1 crore rupees. Thereafter, the players would head out to Jamshedpur to Golmuri and Beldi Golf Club for a 2 crore prize money. The Tata Open, the season ender of the PGTI season. There we have our leaderboard on your screens. Please stay with us while the prize presentation is just about to begin.
A very good afternoon to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, friends, PGTI members. We are here for the prize presentation ceremony of the Victorious Choice Presents Jaipur Open 2025, powered by Shubhashish Homes. The 8th edition of the Jaipur Open has turned out to be a memorable one, with the highest quality of golf on display, the immaculate course conditions here at the Rambagh Golf Club, the extensive media coverage, and incredible support of our sponsors and the Rambagh Golf Club committee and members. There were a number of top-notch performances by the likes of Manoj S., Kushal Singh, Yuvraj Sandhu, Veer Alawat, and Shaurya Bhattacharya, to name a few. At the end, it was 4 rounds of consistency and the person who kept his nerves at the end who prevailed. To start the prize presentation, I'd like to invite here the following gentlemen: Mr. Kapil Dev, President PGTI; Mr. Amandeep Johal, CEO PGTI; Mr. Rahul Mehta, owner Victorious Endeavours; Mr. Suyash Patodia, Joint Managing Director Choice International; Mr. J.K. Jaju, Chairman Shubhashish Homes; Mr. Yogendra Singh, Captain Rambagh Golf Club; and Mr. Samrit Sharma, Honorary Secretary Rambagh Golf Club. To start off, I'd request Mr. Yogendra Singh to kindly present a bouquet on behalf of Rambagh Golf Club to Mr. Kapil Dev, welcoming him to the Rambagh Golf Club. I would now request Mr. Samrit Sharma to kindly present a bouquet to Mr. Amandeep Johal. We will now have the plaque presentation ceremony, and I would request Mr. Kapil Dev to kindly present plaques, beginning with presentation to Mr. Rahul Mehta. On behalf of PGTI, I request Mr. Kapil Dev to kindly do the honors. I'd now request Kapil sir to kindly present a plaque to Mr. J.K. Jaju. And finally, I'd request Mr. Kapil Dev to present a plaque to Mr. Yogendra Singh. The Rambagh Golf Club being a great host as always. I would now request Mr. Amandeep Johal to kindly deliver the opening address.
Thank you, Nikhil. This is a very lucky place for me. Jaipur Golf Club. बहुत memories है मेरी. पहली tournament यहाँ जीती थी 19 under par खेल के. That time it used to be greens in 1991. Used to be browns. और last year इसी tournament में I think I joined PGTI as the CEO. So very lucky place for me. Thank you very much, Jaipur. Thank you very much, Rambagh Golf Club. The entire membership here, very fond memories. Thank you, Mr. Kapil Dev, to come here, spare time. Thank you, sir. Mr. Jaju, Choice, Rahul, Mr. Patodia, and the captain of the golf club. I think the golf course has played superbly well. and it's very evident from the scores and the competition. And if you see the 19 under par is still there over 4 days. Tough luck, Yuvraj. I think you're getting into the habit of giving away tournaments, but Veer, I think, has won it. Many congratulations, Veer, to the entire membership, to the entire membership of Rambagh Golf Club, to the people of Jaipur. We love coming back. This is great weather. This is great for golf, and we would love to keep coming back. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I'd now request Mr. Yogendra Singh to kindly address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Aman, for the kind words. Yes, it's a lovely day, sunny day, afternoon, nice gentle breeze flowing. Amazing round of golf. Yuvraj, sorry, I mean, he gave away the thing, but he kept his nerve and he finished victorious. But I think we were able to give a nice course to play, and with these scores, it's evident that people enjoyed playing golf. And thank you so much, Mr. Kapil Dev, the legend himself, for traveling to Jaipur. And we look forward to hosting you again. As you were saying, you'll be happy to come over and play a few rounds of golf here, and we look forward to that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Finally, a word from our president, Mr. Kapil Dev. Okay, he's saying, ho gaya, bahut ho gaya. So we continue with the prize presentation. We'll be first honoring the runner-up, and I'd request Mr. Suyash Patodia, Mr. J.K. Jaju, and Mr. Kapil Dev to kindly jointly present the runner-up check to Yuvraj Sandhu, who's been in great form this year with 5 titles. Unfortunately, missing out today, a total of 18 under 262, scores of 65, 63, 66, and 68. Takes away a prize money check worth INR 10 lakh. He is the current PGTI ranking leader, and he will be extending his lead further in the PGTI order of merit. Interestingly, Yuvraj made his PGTI debut here in Jaipur in 2018 while still an amateur. It's now time to honor the champion, and I would request Mr. Suyash Patodia, Mr. J.K. Jaju, and Mr. Kapil Dev to kindly jointly present the trophy and the check to the champion. His 5th title, 19 under 261, Veer Alawat, scores of 67, 62, 70, and 62. Tournament close of 62 on 2 days, including today in the final round, coming from behind to win the title. He will take away a prize money check of INR 15 lakh. Still video, are we done? Or do we need a few more seconds? It's now time for the customary winner's speech, so would request Veer to kindly address the gathering.
Hello everyone. I would like to start with thanking the sponsors. Because of this, this tournament was possible. Especially the kind of players we have here, we need a lot more sponsors, and we are really thankful for sponsoring this event. Next, I'd like to thank my wife, my family, and my coach. We have been working hard a lot, and they have been really supporting me a lot. And it's all because of them that I'm standing here. So thank you.
Congratulations to Veer once again. He was our last year's PGTI Order of Merit champion, getting back to winning ways here at Rambagh. Finally, before we wrap up, we'd like to thank our presenting partner, Victorious Choice, our powered by partner, Shubhashish Homes, host venue, Rambagh Golf Club, all members of the committee, Mr. Pratap, Mr. Dinesh, Mr. Anantram, all the office staff, all players, referees and officials, and of course a big thank you to PGTI's tour partners, Rolex, Amul, IndusInd Bank, Victorious Choice, Campa, Amrutanjan Electro Plus, Golf Plus Monthly, and Golf Design India. And finally, a big thank you to ABP Live and Waves OTT for the fabulous live coverage on the last 2 days. Thank you and look forward to seeing you all here again next year.